without incident at all.
Oh man, yeah, no, flawless start.
I definitely didn't minimize all of my windows right before this.
You gotta take everybody's word for it, chat. There was no issue.
Yeah, none.
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad
has happened. That is one of them.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happened.
God damn it, Corsair device update. I'll kill you.
Whee! Nothing bad!
Update now too! Awesome!
If this happens throughout the show, I am going to tear what's left of my hair out.
I'm gonna live dangerously and open GarageBand.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna
shit.
say a bag of chips.
Ooh,
I was like, ooh.
Oh, you should set it to the most powerful instrument of all in GarageBand.
Oh, insert Death Note comment reference here about eating chips. Yay!
I'll take a potato chip.
And consume it.
Wait, is that what that's from?
And
yeah, that is Death Note.
Oh shit! Huh? How about that shit? You learn something new every day, Rabbit.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 14 of Gateway, everybody.
Woohoo!
Episode 14!
Yeah!
It's almost time for our quinceañera.
Oh yeah! My sister threw a quinceañera for her.
Oh, I hope you've had time to come up with backup characters.
What?
Yeah, it's Cynthia, but like I combined her lower half with like Giddy Up Buttercup, so she's a centaur now.
What?
Excellent. That's how you get a centaur.
What? No.
The backup character's Phil, and you can't do nothing to him. He's already dead.
Well, no, actually, how you get a centaur is you dip somebody in a vat of in the vat of the super mutant juice, but it doesn't work out so great.
Oh, that centaur! Never mention that centaur. Never.
I'm sorry.
As long as breath fills my lungs. Because I remember I played that game when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, a centaur! That's not a centaur."
I'm sorry.
Oh my.
But
wow, you really opened the gateway for that one.
Hey, Pollo!
Pollo.
And speaking of Pollo, Caitlin, where can they find you? What are you up to?
You can find me all over the internet at Boobs McBalrog. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Boobs McBalrog with zeros instead of O's. I am also part of a podcast called Nerd On the Podcast. You can find out more about that at nerdon.tv. We have 2 shows that come out every single week, one of which we record live at twitch.tv/nerdon every Sunday at 3 p.m. PST, and we have the chat come in and be part of the episode. That's it for me.
Woohoo! Rabbit, we're going to find you.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Rabbit, local internet funny henchman. You can find me streaming at twitch.tv/HeyMrRabbit, HeyMrRabbit. I have a schedule I somewhat adhere to. I try to shoot Mondays through Fridays. Sometimes it doesn't play out. I'm only human. I'm a variety streamer. I play pretty much anything under the sun. I literally have a wheel on Wheel Decide if I can't think of what to play. I pretty much play anything under the sun. Like I said, retro games, RPGs, and horror games are my favorite. The games I'm recently playing is Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which I guess ties into another game called Control that I know nothing about, but I'm eager to see how that plays out.
It's very good.
And then there's an RPG I love called Digimon Cyber Sleuth, and I've been playing the absolute bejesus out of that. And I had no idea I loved RPGs that expanded on Pokemon, because I always thought that grinding Pokemon was slow because it's only just one Pikachu and you slap one Pikachu against one Pokemon over and over again, and it was maddening. But now there's 3 of them. You have 3 little bastards, and they're all so cute. Terriermon's the best thing. I knew nothing of Digimon, and all I want is like to bedazzle myself in Terriermon merch. That's all I want. And you know what? I think that'll be a good look for me. A man in his late 30s covered in Terriermon gear. That guy looks stable. Let's talk to him, right? But yeah, twitch.tv/Hey Mr. Rabbit. As for what I've been doing at the apartment, I've just been cleaning and fixing a little bit of water damage on my wall.
Oh.
Yeah,
Fun stuff.
it got so bad one of the paintings fell off of my wall. Destroyed the painting utterly, destroyed the frame, and now there is a hole in my wall.
Oh,
Very
no.
Very Junji Ito though. Do like it. But we
It's
got
an accent.
that.
It's an accent hole.
Exactly. The hole isn't made for me though. It's not my hole. That hole is not made for me.
The reference, I get it.
Hey, somebody knows Junji Ito in this house. Huzzah! Okay.
Dude, we stand Junji Ito in this house. You know how many books of those I got so far? A lot.
Oh, that anime coming out. But anyway, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me, Connor.
Yeah.
All right. Lanny, where can they find you? What are you up to?
Hey, you can find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator, except Instagram, where it's Lan1gram. Post a lot of workout pictures there. You can see that stuff. On Twitch, I'm currently playing through Hollow Knight. Working our way through that before Psychonauts 2 comes out, which I'm super psyched for. Hollow Knight, yeah, turns out everybody that's been telling me that's good, you're right. I agree.
I love tiny creepy bug game.
I really like my Metroidvania with my Bloodborne. You know, you got my chocolate with my peanut butter. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll probably be playing some of that. If not tomorrow night, then I'll definitely be continuing it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and onward. Because I feel like I'm getting fairly close to beating it, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Of course, on Monday, if you tune into twitch.tv/LannyPator, you can catch a few of us that are currently here. Caitlin, Connor, and myself, as well as our buddy Shadow Dancer Bob. We are in the midst of a campaign I like to call The Ties That Bind, and currently they are trapped in the eldritch realm of, brain-sucking horror. So, hopefully they can find a way out. It'll be a good time to see how that plays out. Will be this Monday. 5 o'clock Central Time. Hope everybody's having a good one. That's basically it for me.
Woohoo! Sarah, where can they find you? What are you up to?
I'm on Twitter at Sarah with an H and with an E Willia. I've got nothing to show. Not much. Just
Oh.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I've got nothing to show.
I don't believe you.
There's nothing's come out. Stuff will be coming out, but there's nothing I can talk about.
She made some salmon soup that was really good.
Yeah.
Then
Salmon
plug that.
soup? What?
Yeah.
You can put salmon in a soup? I didn't
Yeah, it
know
was
You
that.
can make
really
soup out of
good.
anything.
Yeah, you
I
can.
But was
I
it like
learned the
was
concept-
it like a cream soup or something or?
Oh yeah, I added cream, but there's also a salmon ginger rice soup I want to try too, which probably is just like got low.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Sounds so good.
I've learned the concept of
Lord.
soft boiling salmon now, which was interesting. I had to guess what that meant.
Dear
Oh, Sarah,
God.
we gotta swap recipes.
You did
We
a
gotta swap recipes
good
so bad.
job.
Yeah, and I quit my part-time job, so that's terrifying.
How is that nothing?
That's not chilling.
It doesn't. You don't have to. You could just talk about stuff you're excited about, woman.
I guess I'm excited about it. I'm more terrified and have existential dread than anything else.
I mean,
I think
that's
the same thing.
that's life, though. That's existing.
That's life.
But
That's what all the people
but
say.
that's exciting. Congrats again.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's not much to talk about.
Woman.
Look, Caitlin, do you want to come at me, bro? Come at me. You know where I live. It's one flight of stairs, Caitlin. Come and get me.
That whom I dead ass knew Caitlin had her hands on her hips like.
Oh, shit! I'm joking!
I have found
Chew, Connor, where my people?
Well, when I'm not bearing witness to murder live, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube.com/DistortionDevil, where I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Playing a tabletop simulator. When I'm not doing that, I'm playing. Just picked up Yu-Gi-Oh. So pray for my eternal soul. Also, I'm playing some Guilty Gear Strive. I am playing Yakuza 4 Remastered. Getting close to the end of that one.
Look, Bill, this isn't anything to do with you, okay? It's between me and Caitlin. I have work to do, Billiam. You'd probably help her.
I think I just terrified Bill. Well, he did hear a door fling open and screaming, so I could get the concern.
Understandable.
Anyway.
Connor, hit him with that fat AI dungeon.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Rabbit played AI Dungeon yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Who murdered Arkolf and Cheru? We'll find out the next time we play AI Dungeon.
What?
Absolutely.
We
had a couple of magical adventures where George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life had a Yakuza-style shirtless duel with Tiengo the Red Death, and it was the most... It was a lot. Watch the VOD. It was really good.
Oh yeah, that fight between George Bailey and Tango, that's canon now. That's canon.
It's canon, yeah.
It's canon.
Yeah, that's what's happening over on my channel. Probably begin playing some Wildermyth tomorrow. Be sure to check out Dead House Sonata. Obviously, they got a bunch of really fun stuff coming down the pipeline. Be sure to check out their website. If it at all entices you, please purchase a Founders Pack. Oh, by the way, I realized that my partnership got extended by a full year, so I'm gonna be shilling this for a long time coming. Huzzah!
Huzzah! I'll get the pun machine running.
Excellent. And also be sure to check out my DM's Guild.
Tell us about that.
Where I'm going to be releasing the Accursed Fighter subclass pretty soon here. Basically, as soon as I get the art. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Trust me. If you like Berserk, if you like Berserk, if you like Dark Souls, then this is the type of fighter that you would enjoy. It's based.
Does he drink Estus as a swift action?
Actually, it's based heavily off of the off of the Cursed from Tales of Maj'El.
I want to hug you so bad. Why you made it? That's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, I know.
You made a class out of one of my favorite games.
That's all happening on my channel. But on this channel, we're sponsored by Die Hard Dice. I'm hoping to roll plenty of Die Hard Dice tonight. Because crazy shit is about to happen.
No.
Die Hard Dice has been they've been working with us for quite some time now. Got a lot of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. But for now, if you want to pick up a bunch of dice and dice accessories, then head on over to dieharddice.com. And if you use the code TheUnexpectables at checkout, you can get 10% off your entire order.
Whoa.
Which actually is pretty damn nice. And dudes and dudettes and all the non-besties, you have so many options of dice to choose from. I went to that site myself. It is quite a freaking spread.
Oh yeah. And
I'm gonna
with
look
that
right
out
now,
of the way, time to read off some bits and sibs.
Hell yeah, do it. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Alrighty.
King Kiwi 2516, thank you for the 100 bits. And Alvin, you're talking to yourself again. Man, what a freak, eh, Phil?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I know I'm not crazy. What do you think, Shadow of Red Hand lives in my mind, and also Phil?
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Feast on the blood of the innocent.
Oh.
What can you do? That's trauma for you. I don't feel safe.
No.
I'm in
That's
danger.
trauma. Yeah.
I don't rightly feel safe.
Oh my god.
King and Commoner, thank you for the 100 bits. Get out your air fryers. It's time to toast us some ravioli.
Oh,
For
because
some reason, I don't think toasted ravioli, air fryer toasted ravioli would be very appealing.
no,
Honestly.
it'd probably be good.
Well, all the stuff inside of it would get dry.
Would it?
That's because they don't know how to go ahead and fry that shit. I think pan-fried ravioli would be pretty nice. Although
it's been
the
a
way
long
I do
time.
it would probably be like pierogies, so maybe it wouldn't be anything.
It's been a long time since I had like good toasted ravioli. I've always had the frozen stuff, and it's kind of.
Oh, you poor son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to drag you to my fucking kitchen.
It's edible.
Sergeant Tucker, thank you for the 100 bits. You know what? Screw Raider Gang, screw Super Mutants, and screw you, Jet.
Oh.
Zenlita, thank you for the 200 bits. Wait, episode 14? We missed our bar/bot mitzvah. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, Laney, you broke the wall again.
Stellar Coyote, thank you for the
Now is the hole shaped like you?
100 bits.
No, it's shaped like me.
Previously on Gateway, landmines, and now the continuing adventures of.
Oh god.
Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, I was just reminded that I didn't write an intro.
Honor.
Honor. That
Oh
means you're.
my god.
That
I
means you're
knew
to
I was forgetting something.
everyone.
I forget to do that a lot. It shows.
I knew I was forgetting something. Shit.
Hey, what if we did a little pre-show show while Connor takes care of that, right?
Oh,
I'm gonna
that
read off
sounds
the
like-
rest of these. I'm gonna read off the
That
rest of
sounds
these bits and subs,
All right.
and then we'll figure that out. Stellar
Yeah, we
Coyote,
will.
thank you for the 100 bits. Oh wait, no, I already read that one. Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, when Renoa is talking to a group, she's the centaur of attention. Okay, that's all. Carry on.
Oh.
Big
Yeah,
Arch,
round
Dead
tape
House
for.
not a puns.
61991, thank you for the 16 months. Can't wait for more wacky wasteland tomfoolery. Sergeant Tucker, thank you for the 100 bits. Highly recommend Axiom Verge 1 and 2, Rabbit. And Metroid Dread comes out in 2 months.
Wow. I'll look forward to Dread. I have a lot of ROM hacks of Super Metroid, and I just actually found out there was an Axiom Verge 2, but I did play Axiom Verge 1 on my stream, and that game is weird. I love it. It's so weird. And everything looks like it was made in a Geiger movie.
Oh.
I remember I had like shooty snakes that came out my back. That was cool.
Indeed. Blackfoot Ferret, thank you for the elite bits. Oathbreaker John, thank you for the 100 bits. So, first day being 31 years old, and I cut my thumb with a very sharp knife. I wonder what today's episode will be like.
Ow.
Oh.
Well, you can find out the name of the episode as soon as you apply some liquid bandage to that wound, homie. An open wound causes infection.
It's true. Death by Chair, thank you for the 100 bits. Hooray, Gateway! Hey, all, I'm currently writing up a Fallout Mexico campaign. Ooh. And was curious what the wildest thing you could include in a setting like that.
All like, okay, a tequila factory. All of the worms got irradiated, and now they're huge and like monstrous, and they get and when they attack you, they get you intoxicated.
You
Oh, I love it.
Chupacabra! Chupacabra!
Chupacabra!
Chupacabra!
That means, I forget what it means.
Goat
Chupacabra.
suckers.
Chupacabra.
Goat Eater.
Goat sucker.
Goat Eater. Goat Eater.
Oh my god.
I actually think a lot of Mexico got destroyed in this universe.
Oh.
That's
Figaro cactus ghouls.
Some research to do for later, but I think an interesting like that or interesting setting like that, my brain skipped a few words, would be pretty cool to work with.
Yeah, no. I'm kind of curious to see where you run with that, buddy.
Well.
What?
My Streamlabs just reset. Excellent.
Oh no! I hate when that happens.
Fortunately, I don't think I missed too many donos.
What were we on?
We were on Death by Chair. Luke the Lucas, thank you for the 14 months. Don't need VATS for Gateway to do critical damage to my work-based boredom. Yeah.
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 Vex West, thank you for the 100 bits. If Gateway was made for the theater, would it be a gate play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gauze21,
so.
thank you for the 100 bits. Chad Thundercock is a first-rate duelist with a first-rate
Oh.
deck.
Oh dear.
Oh Lord.
Oh my.
He'll take he takes all comers.
Oh.
Even the ugly and hairy ones.
Mm.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh yeah.
The Friendly Grim, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm back to watching streams. I got my life back on track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good on ya.
Print Equation, thank you for the 100 bits. I just got a new job, so now I can drop bits. Hey. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah. Congrats, yeah.
The Friendly Grim, thank you for the 6 months. I love being here. Aw, shucks.
Yeah.
Constable Mutton, thank you for the 100 bits. We now return to the Apex Survival Guide. On this episode, the Apex teaches you how to make a grappling hook out of your enemy's intestines and pelvic bone.
The key is to also use some of the ribs. They are naturally hooked.
I would think the clavicle would be a good choice.
That is also good, but you have to break it apart first, and that can be hard for first-timers.
Oh my god.
Use the wrister to tie it up.
Apex Louise, why y'all like this?
Alvin's just like got a grappling hook behind all of this. I got this.
That I made.
Or we could use this.
If you want to be uncreative about it, Alvin.
It's made out of steel and rope and okay.
Not
hard.
intestines.
It's a hard world out there. Hard world.
C. Vanders, thank you for the 100 bits. Planning to enjoy this stream with wine and cigars. Ooh.
Oh, okay, all right.
Nice.
Are you sure you don't want to enjoy the stream with scotch and smoke rings?
And bubble bath.
That is a reference.
Excuse
hope
me,
someone
I'm
gets
sorry.
it.
Right in the mic. Right in the mic.
I do not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm lost on
Someone
that
in
one
the
myself.
someone in the chat will get it. Someone in the YouTube comments will get it.
I'm happy for you.
There you go. There you go.
Oxhorn?
We got a couple people. Yeah.
My ex used to watch that, so I think I got it.
The
Yeah.
cigar seller. I remember.
Yeah.
The How Can I Help detective. That was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
proud. I'm proud of you, Rabbit.
I'm hip.
I'm hip. Oh, my hip.
Yeah. The joke is that Oxhorn is a Fallout lore expert, and he has a series called Scotch and Smoke Rings.
That's a deep pull.
Oathbreaker John, thank you for the 100 bits. Had already taken care of the cut, so no worries, though I'm seeing demons now. Turn to see a demon chanting something demonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's probably because you
what
used
were you
alcohol
cutting?
instead of hydrogen peroxide.
A goat?
Oh, I see your problem. You cut the meat on the Ouija board. That's right. That's a Ouija board. That's not a cutting board, bro.
Feel like accidentally nicking a goat would, like, since goat's blood seems to be the go-to for summoning demons, what if you had to, like, trim a goat and accidentally nicked the goat and just the single drop of blood, like, summoned a terrible demon? And they're like, what do you need? And you're like, I was trimming my goat. I'm so
I
sorry.
was trimming my goat, but while you're here, could you
just
hold him down for me? He's being
Yeah,
a little
looks-
he's
fussy.
moving so much.
He
I
just looks
wonder
down
what
and goes, oh yeah, you need to, those shears, those are the wrong kind of shears. You want a number 4.
Yeah.
I wonder what alpacas will summon.
Oh, I don't. Something fluffy, probably.
Cthulhu.
Fluffy demon.
Yeah, some kind of fluffy demon. A demon of lint or something.
The demon of Lint.
I don't know. I'm guessing
I
here.
don't recall.
Achilles nipple, thank you for the Prime sub for 16 months.
There it is.
Protoss103, thank you for the 10 bits. Apex kill everything and then tie them up with body ropes.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Oh,
That was a
That
Do
great
not-
night.
You do not need to kill you do not need to tie up the things that are dead.
Mm.
Yet.
Gorilla Geek, thank you for the 50 bits. Our Wasteland Wandering Misfits. Indeed. Light Guy, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. And C. Vanders, thank you for the 100 bits. I prefer scotch, but wine is better than a radiated whiskey. That is true.
I posit
is
that anything is
true.
better than a radiated whiskey.
Yeah, I know that one.
I don't know.
And with that, I think it's time that we settle on back into the world of Gateway.
Of a gateway.
You get a chance to write your intro?
I did not, so I'm going to wing it. We're already 22 minutes late.
That sounds demonic. What?
He must have cut a goat.
Sorry,
that's what
I cut a
happened.
goat.
Damn it. Narrator, I told y'all that summons demons. You want to bring the wrath of Marbus down upon us?
We are
All right.
23 minutes late, so I'm going to wing it.
Nice.
That sounds fair enough.
Where's the fucking... There it is.
I have the feeling we have the unreliable narrator.
Just have Mr. Dalliard do it. Mr. Dalliard can be the unreliable one.
There we go.
When last we left the runaways, Cynthia, the synth nurse, Apex, the wild man of the wastes, Alvin, the former red hand turned mechanic, and Louise, the scavenger. The gang were exploring the old Laughly Brewery on the behest of the Archers, trying to employ their help in trying to free some slaves and get some answers over in Westport. However, it seems that the Laughly Brewery has been infested with members of Alvin's old gang, the White Razors. What will happen this time on Gateway? Well, Cynthia will step on a mine, that's what. What will come of that? Find out now on Gateway. Good heavens, ma'am! You appear to have stepped on a...
I know. Anyone want to help out here?
Yeah,
Well-
don't worry, I got you.
You don't really have time
is
for
the
this
mine still-
conversation.
Hold on. Is the mine just beeping or is it going off now?
The mine is going off now.
All
Oh.
right.
Can someone roll to grab Cynthia and pull her back?
We'll get to that in a second once I get my shit all set up here.
Okay.
Just making sure everything is all righty-roo. I believe last time you ended up, yep, that's right there, rolling 2 1s.
Yep.
That is unfortunate. So,
Isn't it just?
can you tell me how much health you have left before this?
Oh, it never got past my armor. And Alvin fixed my armor, so I'm good.
Okay. I swear to God,
What?
my, ugh. I need to plug my mouse in. My Corsair device update available is just going off in my head, so I'm just gonna plug that shit right in.
Oh my goodness.
Man, things are just going just swimmingly tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Amazingly
no.
so.
There's water.
Yeah.
Maybe these are
So-
secret signs that the game doesn't want you to kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that one? Huh? Think about that.
Oh wow. So you said you have all of your armor still?
Yes.
How much armor is that?
10.
You have 10
Armor
armor?
is Cynthia's health. She's a synthetic.
Right. That is correct.
What? I thought that I had armor on top of my health.
You wouldn't have 10 armor.
You would.
Well, then I have 10 health.
Okay. So.
Well, hang on.
49 damage.
Before you say anything else,
Okay.
I'm going to give you a choice. Because I rolled really high.
Oh.
Which limb is your favorite?
So you can either take 9 damage,
Oh dear.
or you could take 3 damage, but something bad will happen with lasting effect.
Oh. Dear.
Wow, this is a Dobson's choice.
Before that happens, as the beeping is going off, can the Apex test his reflexes to try to pull Cynthia away? Even if that means sharing some of this damage.
I don't think it
That would be a wits roll, I would say. Roll for wits, and let's just see what happens.
Alrighty. That's a 10.
It's a 10. Okay.
Apex hears the beeps, eyes go wide.
How are you just trying to push her out of the way? Are you trying to cover her with your body?
With the wits roll, I'm guessing I can tell where the beeping is coming from.
That the wits roll was basically your ability to act on your feet and perform under stress, basically.
Then my goal would be to essentially kind of like run up, grab her by the shoulder, and kind of like do like a running spin, trying to like take the blast to like the least vulnerable places, but also trying to like kind of pull back and get away from where the beeping is coming from.
Okay. I'd say if you're going to do that, it'd reduce the damage slightly, I think, in this scenario. So I'd say that because it was a success, it reduces the damage. So...
And I'll split whatever remains of the damage if that's the ruling.
Okay, so that leaves just 7 damage, and you can divide that however you will. Or Cynthia can choose to reduce this even further.
When you say lasting, we're about to go into a big fight.
You can look what's behind door number 2 if you want to. But that's still a lot of damage on that table.
Because when I open that door, I can't close it, right?
Well, there's also a large explosion that just happened that alerted anybody in the area, so...
Right.
So I'm not worried about being stealthy at this point.
Yeah. I'll just... Man, this is hard.
Choices. So many little.
How much would I be reducing the damage by?
You'd be effectively halving the remaining damage. So it'd go from 7 to
4?
Oh,
It was 9 to 3 before.
it was 9 to 7.
Oh. Jiminy Christmas. Okay.
No, it was 9 to 3 before. Yes,
Right.
you were right. So
And now it's
yeah, I'll be
7
nice and
to-
say if it's 3 between the two of you.
But
So-
something,
That's okay.
but something bad will happen.
Something bad
Yes.
will happen to Cynthia.
I'm okay to take. I'm okay to take 4 damage.
I know you are, but my issue is we haven't even touched the big bad yet. And you are squishy human, so
The apex.
That's-
The apex will pretend you didn't think that.
right. But you are. So
You have meats. You have
I
meats in you?
mean, she
I
stepped on a land-
purposefully drove through a table last.
She stepped on a landmine, so I'm gonna take the lesser damage and the lasting effect.
Alrighty.
Spooky dokie. To quote
Oh.
Regis Philbin, the final answer?
This future's come to pass. She made her
Yeah.
choice.
Right.
I know,
So,
and I'm
Then
really
how do we want? Then
terrified.
how do we want to divide that damage?
Well, it would only be 3
it's
damage.
3 damage
right?
split. But it's 3 damage split between the two of you, being divided however you would like.
So Nick, you'd take 1 and I'd take 2, like logically of this situation.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'll take that to my health.
So, Alvin and Louise. Louise, more so, you have been in places that are filled with landmines. It's actually a pretty common sight here in the wasteland. So you recognize the telltale beeping.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And before you can do anything about it, both you and Alvin hear a telltale explosion. The hurtling bodies of the Apex and Cynthia fly out of the room past you two, smacking against a nearby wall. Apex, you seem hurt, but not too worse for wear.
Basically, the damage I took was breaking her fall, I'm guessing.
You got caught a little bit by some of the shrapnel from the landmine.
Okay.
But you didn't get hurt too bad. You took most of it on like your shoulder and your upper back. And Cynthia, you seem to be very fortunate in this situation. You, as the Apex sort of rolls off of you, your senses sort of your eyes sort of like refocusing, like a little digital distortion in your vision clears. And the first thing you see after Apex rolls off of your lower half is that you only have one leg now.
Oh. Fuck.
You see
Louise-
the sort of sparks erupting from the stump of your leg, and the destroyed piece laying. It got shot like a couple of feet away from you.
Apex, grab it now.
Apex grabs the leg.
What is Alvin doing?
Alvin, Alvin's running over. Just, oh my god.
Alvin, check her. Louise is gonna go to that door we just came in from the outside and start looking for something to bar it because she's not stupid. She knows that sound was loud.
All right. You need to roll a wits for me. as you all hear, after a couple of moments pass between the explosion, and you all hear, "Whoever's over there, you better hope you're dead from that."
And that's coming from the outside?
That is coming from another part inside the building.
I still want to bar the door that we just came in, just in case.
Go for it. Oh, I should probably open Google Maps just to get it.
5.
Also, Connor, which leg did I lose?
It was your left.
The whole thing or from knee down?
From the knee down.
Loss.
So, what this will mean is, if you're trying to do something movement-based, there will be a penalty to your roll. There'll be a -1.
Okay.
Until it gets repaired.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Not great.
Oh, I can't bar this door because I'm stupid.
Yeah, as you're... Okay,
Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
As you're going to bar the door, sort of, you grab a chair and you try to hook it underneath like the door handle of the door, but right when you're about to, the door gets kicked open and you see a white razor leveling a shotgun on you all.
Cynthia
Apex.
immediately shoot with whatever, because she always has guns in her hands because she's carrying a bunch of them, so she'd immediately shoot at him.
All right. So you're choosing to shoot at him. What's everybody else doing?
Alvin, his eyes were like full of concern when Cynthia and Apex hit the ground and Cynthia's missing a leg, and he's about to go ahead and like go for his tool belt, but then he hears a door kick open and he just glares at the dude who's at the door and just snarls and just rushes at him just in a full punch right to his chest.
Okay.
And this guy's like right on top of me.
Yeah, he's closest to you. He sees you with like a chair in your hands trying to go for the door.
My God.
By God. You're the closest to him, and he's got a shotgun.
Well, I have a chair. I'm gonna roll to smack him up with it.
Okay, you're gonna hit him with
I will
the
just-
chair.
I will
Give
hit
him
him
the
as hard as
chair.
I can to make that thing. I have a chair.
With the chair.
I will assault this man with my. What kind of chair is it? Just like those fucking dinky stools.
It's like a wooden desk chair or something.
Yeah, you are gonna Bart Simpson him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hit him with the Bart.
All right, I believe Apex. What are you doing in this situation?
Well, that doorway's looking really crowded, and we heard another voice coming from further into the building, yes?
A little bit further, yeah.
Apex will start heading that way.
Okay.
He is very angry.
All right, so sorry, I'm doing math in my head right now. So, Cynthia, you're first up. You're firing at him with like your pistol or something.
What would she have in her hands? She would have the rifles on her back. She would have a shotgun in her hands.
Okay.
So let's do a shotgun then. And that's a body roll, correct?
Yes, that's a body roll.
Okay.
Pretty much all attacks are body rolls.
10.
10? Great.
By
yeah,
God.
you, by God, indeed, as you, your training and your programming kick in at the same time, and you reach behind your back and you grab your shotgun and you just immediately when the door opens, unleash a torrent of steel pellets that pepper the man's hips and chest, and he staggers back. He slams against the door. Ugh! But he's still looking like he's up. Alvin.
And
Yes!
I was just gonna say just a little flavor bit of, she gets her leg blown off, door opens, guy comes in, immediately pulls out shotgun, shoots him, and then does the thing where she flips on her stomach and twists around forward, pulls out the rifle, and steadies as the rest of them are going in.
All right. Alvin,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Oh man, we are going for that huge. How can I explain this to you? You know that like savage straight punch that Kiryu does in beast mode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that to this man.
All right, roll body.
Alvin is so pissed. 10.
Wow.
All right. Fantastic rolls tonight. As you just immediately rock towards this dude, you pull back your fist and you just cold cock him. You feel his jaw break underneath your fist, and he spins right into Louise's chair, which you don't have to roll for, as you just bring it down on him. And like a bag of hammers, he goes down.
Damn.
The chair just comes apart in her hands, and she sort of looks at the one piece left in her hand, throws it at his head, and just goes, "Have a seat, fucker."
In your head, it makes a funny little cartoon ding sound. That leaves the apex. You don't have to roll for it, but you are, in fact, moving further down. Actually, go ahead and give me a wits roll anyway.
Yeah, Apex is keeping mindful of other explodey balls in the area.
Good thinking.
That's an 8.
Excellent. Yeah. As you are storming towards the voices that you heard, you pause and you go, "Wait." And you think, what if there is more of them? And sure enough, scattered in seemingly unobvious places with like old newspapers strewn over them, you spot another one of these landmines. But that's the only one you see.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I take my rubber ball and I throw it at the landmine.
Okay.
Oh my god!
So your rubber ball, you pull it out
Chekhov's rubber ball.
You pull it out of whatever you kept that in, and
My
you hug
fanny
it.
pack.
Oh yeah.
You hug it towards the landmine, and sure enough, explosion. You sort of raise your arm up to cover your eyes. You are unharmed, but now the hallway is covered in debris and dust for the moment.
Louise is gonna turn to Alvin. "Alvin, let's bar this door before more of them come in."
Yeah, y'all got it. And I will assist Louise in looking for stuff to bar the door with. Bars,
Okay.
chairs, knocking over a heavy shelf in front of it, anything.
All right, so you're
Connor.
looking for stuff to put in the door?
Yep.
Did the rubber ball survive the explosion?
Oh my god.
Roll for rubber ball integrity.
Oh.
It would have bounced away, and it's
It's
fairly
true.
light.
It did have time to escape during the beeps.
I just rolled for it.
Thank you.
You don't see it, but you hear further down the hallway.
Oh my god, it made it.
I'll come back for you.
Bounso.
Bounso? Bounso the
Bounso.
ball.
He's the,
Bounso
he's
the
the
ball.
newest member of our party.
It's true.
Oh, right, Mr. Dalyard's with you.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, speaking of companions.
Oh,
I thought he was like I thought he was hovering up high at a distance.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
Yeah, we told him to stay further. I told him to stay further back because he was getting
But he's inside with us, right?
I'll be over here. Don't mind me.
I think I told him to wait out.
Actually, that
Like-
raises a question.
I'm waiting outside.
Oh yeah, let him in before we bar the door.
Yeah.
I thought he left the brewery entirely.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
told him
he
to stand on the other side of the gate, I think.
Oh.
Like,
No,
I
he
told
was-
him...
Double,
No,
never
'cause
mind.
That's
I
my
have
first fight?
fucked off completely.
Yeah, he did, because he was getting really wrecked, because they were shooting the fuck out of him, and I didn't want him to
Oh.
explode.
Damn, if he
I
has
shall
sensors
wait.
for bombs.
I'll wait here. at the front entrance.
I didn't know Mr. Dalliard could use sending.
So Mr. Dalliard
he
is
can.
not here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Alvin, you are looking for something to put in front of the door. What are you?
Door.
Yeah. Louise, are you doing much of the same, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'll do the same if it helps assist.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
God. Was that another landmine?
Cynthia, Apex, what are you guys up to?
It's plasma variant.
Apex is continuing his quest to murder the interior.
All right.
And Cynthia, now that the main foe is down, is army crawling towards her leg.
Okay.
I have the leg. You told me to take the leg.
Oh,
It is
that's
currently
right,
it is currently in my inventory.
And she is army crawling towards Apex.
It is.
Who has her leg?
You all
It's
right?
in
So
fanny pack number 4.
you're following Apex.
Oh no,
Uh,
it's in Apex's hand.
Louise will call out to both of them. Be careful! Don't
Cynthia
need to lose
just
more
waves
body
a
parts.
hand.
Ugh.
All right. So you are both making your way further into this
Down.
facility.
Wait. So I have a. How long is my assault rifle?
How long?
Yes. How long is it, Connor?
Are you trying to make like a peg leg out of your gun? Is that what you're going for?
Maybe.
Are you going all grindhouse on me?
Maybe.
Awesome.
Okay, so this will require. If you're trying to make a peg leg out of your gun, out of one of your guns, this will require a smarts roll
Okay.
to basically just measure out what you need in order to be able to walk effectively.
Let's do a smarts roll then. 9.
Okay.
I guess I'd have to use my sawed-off shotgun if it's below the knee, actually.
You. So what you do is you basically you just while Alvin's looking for something to bar the door with, you reach over to his tool belt and you just grab some electrical tape or something and you take your sawed-off shotgun is what you're using.
Yep.
And you are just basically taping this thing to your stump.
Yes.
It takes quite a bit of time and effort, but you effectively have a peg leg now. You can
Oh my god.
Hell
walk
yeah!
semi-normally, but you'll still have your penalty for a little bit until you get used to it.
Would there be that much time since I'm not human and wouldn't need to adjust?
Cybermind.
Yeah. Auto-adapting.
Ones and zeros.
Can you make
I guess
Can you
that
make
depends
fast
on your
friends with your
programming.
new leg?
That's
Linux.
You are a machine, yes, but you do have, you know,
Limitation.
you do
Dang.
have the mind of a regular human, and you would still need to, you know, because you've been walking on 2 feet your whole life, and suddenly having a weird, having to adjust for not having a foot is strange. So you keep your penalty for a little bit.
Okay. Just for extra flavor, she opens Alvin's box, gets the electrical tape, is like, wow, 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 like winding the thing on, and then picks up her leg, like,
Again, I
loads
still
more
have it.
bullets. Or no, well, you gave it.
Oh, got you. Your peg leg.
Right. My peg leg now, not
Mm-hmm.
my new leg currently. She'll reload bullets in, cock her leg, and then shoddily like stand up. This'll do.
Really
Okay,
is Grindhouse.
as you slowly make your way to your feet, you
Keeps
feel
the safety on just in case, but yeah.
Foot and barrels.
Leg
Okay.
per second.
I'm just trying to think of how this would help you, other than having a sick shotgun leg now.
Yeah, she can do a
Damn
power
right I
slide
do.
and
Yeah,
fire
shoulder
out of
grab.
her leg.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and say that you don't have your movement penalty for now, but you've electrical taped your a shotgun to your stump. It's
Yeah,
it's not gonna hold up to too much, scrutiny. But for now, you think it'll
To be
effective.
fair, I am a nurse, and I know how to put things together in a very effective manner.
I'll say you've held off on your penalty effectively for the rest of this combat.
All
This
right,
isn't
I'll
the,
take
this
it.
isn't the this isn't the first shotgun you've attached to a stump.
You know what? You are correct.
All right, Alvin, you are looking for something to barricade the door with.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll wits.
Wait. Louise is getting to help me. 6.
Oof.
Louise, you go ahead and roll as well.
Okay. 8.
Okay.
You're moderate.
As you go looking for more stuff like chairs to try and bar this door with, Alvin's looking around. He's obviously a little bit frazzled, but eventually you do manage to sort of hook up a little bit of a system to bar the door, and you hear a behind it. Open this thing up!
Oh, fuck no.
It seems to be holding for now, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be too much longer before they break that thing down. But you've bought yourself some time.
Alvin, next room, chop chop.
Yeah, no problem. Right behind y'all.
So, Apex, you are out there and you are just
Cleared out.
look
Cleared out a landmine.
cleared out a landmine. What are you doing now? You're looking for dudes, looking for more mines.
I mean, I'm keeping my wits about me in terms of traveling down these hallways. How
course.
far away did his voice sound?
Sounded like he might be. Sounded like it might be like halfway towards the end of the hallway that you guys are in.
I
So not
continue towards there.
Yeah, not terribly far, but yeah, some distance. You continue there. Go ahead and roll me wits.
That's a 7.
Okay. That's still a success, albeit a moderate one. As you're sort of wandering down this hallway, keeping your wits about you, you walk towards the doorway, and you think you hear something on the other side, and you, for a brief moment, forget about the landmines here, and you hear a deet 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 deet, and you back off quickly. You back off quickly from the sound, and it goes deet deet deet. It doesn't go off, but you hear from the other room, "They're coming!"
As it was beeping, did I catch where that beeping was coming from?
It seems to be hiding in the shadows underneath a chair.
And this chair is close to the door?
Yes, it is. It is sitting right outside.
What materials is this building made out of?
Bunch of On the inside, it's a bunch of like cement walls. On the outside, it looked like it was all made of like red brick.
Gotcha. So it's not drywall. This stuff is built to last.
Right. Even by your standards, this is probably a fairly old building.
Mm-hmm. How do some of the walls look around where some of those other mines blew up?
They look like they've sustained some damage on the outside. Nothing looks like it would be structurally compromised. Not yet.
Okay, so it doesn't look like there is a space that I can Kool-Aid man my way through and just freak these guys the fuck out.
It doesn't appear to be.
Damn. There's that plan out the window. For now. Let's see. What else do I have on me? This chair, how close to the door is it?
It's literally sitting like a foot next to the door frame. What?
Okay. If that's the case, I am going to...
Not a leg's worth, half a leg's worth.
I'm going to take out a chunk of radroach meat and just huck it at that mine.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
And if the mine goes off, I'm going to scream. Like, I just got blasted.
Okay.
And I started blasting.
All right. All right. Well, while he's doing that, what's everybody else doing?
So
Yeah,
go ahead, Alvin.
Yeah, you sure?
Well, I was gonna say, before we go into this room too far, since is it cleared? The dust cleared a little bit in this room that we're going through now, since the second mine went off.
At this point, for you guys, it would be clearing up a bit now.
Apex
just kind of walked through it.
I want to roll just to make sure that there aren't any other mines left over, unless you can tell me if this one mine going off would have set off anything else.
Judging from if you're following Apex, judging from his path, you can probably tell that he took care of the only landmines that were in his direct path.
Which is in that little L-shaped room.
Yeah, you feel safe in that following Apex's path, there will be no more mines.
Turn to Alvin. I think we should bar this door too and give us a little more breathing room.
Yeah, no, I got you. And I will look to bar this door as well.
All right. So you're both looking to bar that door?
Mm-hmm.
Bar that door. Bar that door.
What are you up to?
So behind us is the barred door. Apex is down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And there are guys on the other side of the door, correct?
Sounds like it.
Currently, we are flanked in terms of positioning. As long as those guys don't get through that first barred door, we're okay.
Now, when you say hallway, is that the L-shaped thing, or is it that little sliver of room that's in front of the L?
If you're talking about this green square, I was just marking where we were going to find the one dude.
The feller.
Can I do that thing where you do the little pinpoint thing that's like this spot? How do I do that?
You just hold. You just hold left
down your
click.
mouse button. Yeah, hold down left click.
Like, no, that's not it. Select. There. Is that where Apex is?
Apex is sort of right around here.
So
Okay,
me and Alvin are barring this white door. I assume that's what I was trying to do.
Sure.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
And what's Cynthia doing in all this?
Cynthia's just like following her leg with Apex. She's got a rifle out. She is obviously can't feel anything, but she's really pissed. So she's just holding on to her rifle like, I wish a motherfucker would. I wish they would. I'm gonna find whoever we need to find right now and shoot him in his goddamn face.
Alrighty.
But Cynthia has chosen violence.
You are ready to shoot someone in their goddamn face.
Yes, I am.
Oh, I didn't know my red hand persona was contagious.
Oh yeah, very.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Louise suddenly feels like the sane one in the group, and that's an odd feeling.
Louise has a moment of clarity.
All right. Then Apex, you are throwing some rad roach meat at the mine.
Yes.
You're not attacking anything.
It's still hand-eye coordination though. I'd imagine so that would still be body.
It is hand-eye coordination, so sure, we'll go for body.
All
Eat
right.
meat!
Oh shit.
The meat went
Oh
fine.
shit, indeed. As you reach into your pack, and you pull out the rad roach meat, you lift it above your head and you toss it, and as it's about to leave your hand, you hear and
No. What?
just a brief moment of distraction from inside of the room causes your aim to just be completely off, and your rad roach meat now just sits. It's got a little bit of gray hair sticking out of it. That's weird.
I'm not
Oh
gonna,
my god.
well, I'm not gonna eat that now.
Yeah, it's that piece of rad roach meat has been thoroughly contaminated now. It is just wasted.
Damn.
But nothing
Well,
else.
that was my.
Nothing else really bad happens. You just lost your.
I
meat.
missed the mine.
Oh my
you
god.
hear a and you hear people in the room going, "They're throwing rad roach meat at us."
They have very good ears.
I was gonna say.
Well, they're also probably looking out of the door into the hallway.
Are they? Because they're gonna get shot if they even
They're
put
not-
an eye
They're not
around the corner.
They're not peeking out of the door. They are looking
Okay.
from inside the room out of the door, and they see a piece of rad roach meat fall right in front of the doorway.
Oh, I see. I see.
Oh, so that door is open?
That door is open.
That might have changed my strategy, but never mind. I did what I was doing.
Jeez. All right. So, that means Alvin and Louise, you're looking for something to bar the door.
Yes.
Wits
Okay.
from both of you.
You got it.
Oh, it's coming.
11.
Nice.
I mean, does he need me?
I mean, if you
I always need you.
go ahead and roll
Yeah,
it.
7. It's all right. It's not bad. It succeeds. Alvin's got the brunt of it.
As you, Alvin, are looking at this doorway, you notice that it's one of those double doors.
Like the
and-
executive double doors?
They're like a hall, like a not like executive double doors. It's more like just two of these doors, but attached to each other for like a wider
Oh
entrance or
yeah,
something.
no, I know what you're
Yeah.
shooting at, like
And-
library
and-
doors and shit. Okay.
You're right, yeah. And you look around briefly, and your eye catches the glint of metal from a link of chain on the floor, probably from one of the white razors. And you reach down, you grab it, and Cynthia holds the other end, and you, thinking quickly, just wrap the chain around the door handles. And from the other end of the hall, you hear a as your temporary solution for the door a bit further back seems to have given way, just judging from your hearing, but this seems much more sturdy. So
All right,
this
this
door
will a
is
lot better.
thoroughly chain shut.
All right, yeah, this will buy us a lot more time.
Good job. Okay, what do we got?
All right, what do we got? All right, as soon as we get past this, I can go ahead and try to fix up Cynthia's leg. We gotta get in here. We gotta go ahead and find that feller.
Apex points at the mine under the chair.
Where is it at? It's close to the door, you said?
Yes.
And there are guys that are just on the other side of it that saw the Radroach meet land, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, we can't
So-
see. We can't see into the door without getting past that mine.
Right,
But
right.
that mine is next to the open door. Like that blast
Which-
radius is there, right?
Which would affect the guy, like based on what we heard, are they close enough where the blast radius would affect them?
Probably not. I
No.
can't imagine that tactically they would do that.
No,
But they
the mine
are
is
high.
the mine appears to be set up right outside the door, so anybody coming in would have to walk past it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they appear to be a bit further into the room.
How
However,
fast?
if we can get that mine to go off, it could create a quick smoke screen to allow somebody to, say, charge in and catch them by surprise for a moment.
I have one other thought, but I have to confer with Connor on it.
Alright.
How fast do those mines go off?
Like a 3 beep kind of situation?
If
It's a proximity thing, isn't it?
they're proximity based mines, so if you're being cautious and if you're fast enough, you could probably walk past it quickly without setting it off if you're fast enough.
Well, my thought was, could someone conceivably kick it into the room before it
Would
went
you-
off and have it go off with them?
You're going to kick the landmine.
Hockey puck.
I'm running scenarios.
I mean, you could try.
I mean, Louise is crazy
It
enough
is.
to do it.
Honestly, my if I knew the door was open, my idea probably would have been to grab the landmine and throw it as quickly as possible into the room.
It'd be a fun new opportunity to test out my limb crippling mechanic.
What if Cynthia...
There's actually a whole system for it in the game.
Honestly,
There is?
if Apex...
Mhm.
Oh.
Shit.
It's a risk. It's
I'll
a
go
risk
look up
factor
that one.
reward.
Man, after missing the counter with all the landmines, what's the intro for next gateway gonna be? Cynthia, the legless nurse, Apex, the armless wild man.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's a gamble. It's either destroy it safely but have like a couple of guys to deal with still, or use it to hurt said guys and hopefully have less of them to deal with and have mine be gone.
You know what? If Apex pointed out the mine, Cynthia probably, from being pissed, would have immediately shot it with the rifle.
Okay, you're shooting the mine.
Yeah, I'm shooting it.
As soon as there is smoke, Apex is charging into that room and
Yeah.
just Wolverine diving the first guy he sees.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so body roll, right?
What's Alvin and Louise doing in response to this?
Let's see. Barring, we've already barred the door, which benefits our favor. So, the only other thing I can imagine is if this works the way Cynthia wants it to, I want to join in with Apex, and whatever he's going to go ahead and be like Wolverining, I want to go ahead and be. Hold on. Which X-Men do I want to be? Sabretooth. I want to be Sabretoothing the thing left to him.
Ooh.
Oh.
I mean, if I see Cynthia level her rifle at that mine, I think I'm gonna get the gist of what she's gonna go for. So, I'm not gonna Wolverine style like these two, but my plan would be they go in first. I'm gonna get up to the door frame after they go in and basically take up a flanking position so I can shoot inside the room.
Okay. So you're going to be shooting inside of the room as well?
Well, no, I'm gonna let Cynthia do the mine first. And if that works and Apex and Alvin go, then I'm gonna go and be in a position to shoot inside the room. But I'm not gonna go in the room.
That'll work. All right, so Cynthia, you're shooting the mine. Go ahead and roll body for me.
7.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, sure enough, you wing the top of the mine with your rifle, and it just goes off immediately. It definitely kicks up a lot of dust.
Apex immediately dives through the dust.
Alvin will charge through the dust. He can't pounce like the Apex.
Yeah, Louise is just gonna give them a little bit of a head start before she sidles up to the outside of that door.
I'm going in low and I'm looking feral. Like, what comes through that dust cloud is not going to look human to them.
All right. Body. Watch out for his body rolls. Watch out for his body rolls.
Body rolls. High
Body roll.
kick,
3, 3, 3. That's a 9.
High kick.
Nice.
High kick. This is how he does it.
How we do it.
So, the man in front of you, just sees this form coming through the smoke. This horned form, just barreling towards him. He manages to get a combat knife out of his belt, and he slashes up at your shoulder, and you take 2 damage.
All right, and then he takes Cynthia's leg upside his jaw.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you just
My leg!
with
My leg!
You have a
With
new leg now. It's fine.
this strange, weird, pale, rubbery stump of a foot. You just crack him across the jaw, and he stumbles back into some old broken terminals. And he shakes his head. He looks dazed, but he is not down for the count, not yet.
So all these guys have dosed up already. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
Alvin, you follow quickly behind as the one and only red hand bursts forth from the smoke behind Apex. There are 3 people in this room.
Oh, Beast! I could have said Beast to his Wolverine. God damn it. Anyway. Let's see. Yes. Dude on the far left, red hand will just point at that one and just run and just... We're gonna go ahead and do like a choke slam. Like, I'm gonna wrap my hand around his throat, and I'm going to slam him.
All right, roll for body.
Body! 8!
Excellent. Yeah, you managed to pick him up. You managed to pick him up and by his throat, and you lift him up off of his feet and just by his neck slam him down. He goes through the table, by God. But he sort of struggles with a pistol in his hand, and he fires it off, and it doesn't hit you, but the muzzle flash sort of scorches the back of your fist, and you take 1 damage.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, hey, you said something different about the shield mechanic. I'll talk later about that. Anyway, so 1 damage. You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, remember we were talking about... Oh, no, we were talking about breach. If I have something that says shield 1, does that reduce 1 damage to no damage, or does it reduce it to a minimum
It
of
reduces 1 damage to no damage.
Correct.
1? So I take no damage.
You would not take any damage in this situation.
Woohoo!
You
Yeah,
did it.
Oh,
You saying?
hot damn.
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing. I was just asking about mechanics and whatnot.
Oh, I was talking to Lanny.
Anyway. Oh, okay. Hi, Lanny. Okay, I'm
Hello.
done.
Were you saying something?
Oh, no. I was just,
Okay.
I was clarifying that, yeah, shield is damage mitigation.
Yeah.
I love how overly polite we're
All right. Again, your guy doesn't look down for the count either, Alvin. But Louise, you peek in through the doorway and you level your weapon. Who are you shooting at? You shooting at Alvin's
Shotgun.
guy?
I'll aim for Apex's guy.
Okay.
Shotgun!
Oh.
Misfire.
Oh no.
Looks like.
Well, at least
like-
it wasn't. At least it wasn't 2 red ones, right, Connor? right.
I
true.
I feel like I need to re-roll because every single roll I have done tonight has had a 1. Every single one.
It's possible. All right. So what happens here is, as you level your shotgun through the smoke, the man behind you just sees 2 huge dudes rocking through the smoke. So he's sort of like half paying attention to Apex and half looking at the doorway, and he sees you peek in with your shotgun, and he manages to shift his weight, and he brings you with him, Apex, as you both duck out of the way of the pellets. But he...
This man saved my life.
He was more trying to save his own, but yes, in effect, you avoid the damage here, and he takes you down, and then he springs back to his feet. He pushes you away, and he flicks the combat knife towards you, Louise, and you take 2 damage.
All right.
So he
That's the
doesn't
last-
have. So he doesn't have his knife anymore.
He just threw his knife. Yes. So now he
What a
for the
what a
moment is
goddamn
barehanded.
fool.
Yeah,
fine.
that fucker hits Louise in the shoulder. She sort of rears back. Oh, motherfucker! Roll and ricochet.
Ricochet. All right. Roll strange.
Oh boy.
Wait, that works even on
11.
a
Thank you.
that works even on a miss.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Damn.
And as he tosses his knife towards you and he hears it sink into your shoulder, he's like, "Ha! Take that!" And now for you. And then you hear the telltale ricochet sound as a pellet catches a corner and just Apex, you just get splattered with like blood and gray matter all across her mask.
Oh.
Louise narrows her eyes, and whatever fucking weird ass physics she has control of at the moment, she's gonna hit for again. Because I rolled
Okay.
plus 10.
You're
Oh
rolling
my
again.
8. Still success.
Okay. There is one unharmed person and Alvin's person as well.
Oh right, I just get to choose a different target. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll choose Alvin's target.
Okay. And as the debris from this guy was sort of wearing like one of those German style World War I helmets where it's got like the big spike on top. As his head just like explodes out from underneath that, the helmet flies off and it goes. And as the guy's leaning up from the broken remnants of the table, he just takes the spike right in the eye and he goes down.
Oh my god.
Louise very calmly goes back behind the door frame, pulls that fucking knife out of her arm, and just sort of is like, okay. She's gonna keep that knife, by the way. It's hers now.
All right.
Till has deemed it so.
Oh my god.
There's one person left in this room.
All right.
Cynthia. Okay, so Cynthia shot the mine and everyone like bum rushed the door, right?
That appears to be correct, yes.
So since she has the rifle on the strap, she's gonna walk forward, lean on the door frame, lift up her leg, steady it, and get ready to shoot the last guy.
You're getting ready to shoot the last guy, okay?
With a shotgun shell, yes. Should I roll or wait?
I mean, if there's something you want to do before you fire.
Yeah,
No, I just didn't know.
Everybody's taken their actions during the last turn, so
Okay.
this would be a fresh start. So wait on that. What's everybody else
Okay.
doing?
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Apex is like... Apex wants to tackle the guy and restrain him. We need information.
Okay.
I know slightly less what I'm gonna do now since Lanny said that.
Okay.
That's above game. If Alvin has a different idea.
Oh, I was gonna go ahead and grab the helmet that killed the guy, and I was gonna like pie tin it spike first into the dude. Like full force, just boom with the helmet.
Like Captain America shield style.
Yeah, just like grab it by one end, just the spike on the top of the helmet is a business end, and just wing it with all his might, just while holding it, just full force smashing it into the guy. Just El Kabonging the dude with the helmet.
Alrighty. So I believe that leaves Louise. What are you doing?
I mean, I pretty much will do what I did before. I'll just wait for Alvin and Apex to do their thing, and then I'll pop off some more shots if necessary.
Okay. We'll go ahead and start with Cynthia,
Okay.
since she was the first to
So-
speak up.
Yep. So the smoke's clearing, and Robo Woman with shotgun leg comes in, leans on the door, and shoots. 7.
Okay. You... So you hop over towards the door frame with your leg in your hand. You pull the trigger, and you're not quite expecting the recoil from your leg, and it basically just blasts you off your feet. You hit the floor, and you take 1 damage.
No, I was using the door frame to account for the kickback. That's what I mean by leaning on it.
Ah,
Yeah, but with the 7, that's the...
Oh,
You gotta
I'd still
take
get
some
damage either
damage.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You take damage regardless.
Just like spin me off the door frame, like, oh fuck.
This guy was not ready to fight. He does not have any weapon trained on anybody, it seems.
he sure
Okay.
doesn't. And with that shotgun blast, you Apex, you just see him littered with pellets, and he rolls over, and he falls onto a chair, and he's down.
Yeah. That's what I was worried about. I was worried he was the guy we were looking for.
Is he down dead or just down unconscious?
Oh, he is dead.
Uh,
As the dust clears, Alvin, you hear the chains rattling on that door that you locked up, and you don't think he's getting through that anytime soon. But that battle did cause a lot of noise, and you're not sure if anybody outside heard it. So
Apex just walks up to him. Shit. Apex is going to try to stabilize his bleeding wounds.
okay, that would be smart.
Which I don't have a lot of, but I'm running for it.
Unless you have a stim pack.
I do. I'll use that.
Okay. As you walk up to him, you pull a stim pack out of your pack, and you hear the hiss of the syringe, and he
I grab him, and I'm just holding him by, and I'm grabbing him by the throat. Do not make a sound.
Why did you save me? Because we need information. Okay. Fair enough.
I let go of his throat.
You run security for this place. I help the gang out sometimes. I'm pretty smart.
Yes or no?
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I got the I set up the mines, I set up the turrets.
Cynthia walks over with her shotgun leg and glares at him with like red eyes.
Apex hands you your leg, which now has a bit of blood stain, which now has a few blood stains on it.
Yeah.
Staring at the guy, she takes it from him and just slowly puts it at her side.
Louise grins and cocks her head towards Cynthia. That's your fault. I think you owe us.
You can start by telling us where the turrets are controlled from.
He looks around at this group of weirdos in front of him, and he just sort of leans back and he points towards an active terminal that he appeared to have been sitting at before all of this crazy shit started.
Very good. Now, you can continue to help us by reversing their programming.
What?
Target. The ones you work for.
Oh.
I can undo what that stim pack did, and I can do it a lot slower.
Rolling to intimidate.
Okay, you're rolling to intimidate.
Fuck it, 6.
And I can do it a lot slower.
You just slip on some gore. I can do it.
And I
trip on the Kaiser helmet, and I can do it a lot.
Wait,
You're asking me to kill the people who've helped feed me. Like
well,
I'll shut them
that-
off for you, but I'm not gonna turn the turrets on them. My ass hurts.
Well, there's a question. Hey, Alvin, is that good enough for you? Or do you want to try taking a hand at convincing our new friend here?
Well, and I'll lean down at him. What razors fed y'all, huh?
I mean, you're the real Red Hand. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about. You know, we do what we do because we gotta.
There's a lot more people up north that'll help you out. Archers, you know who they are?
Yeah, archers. They've been kicking our asses for weeks. Suddenly,
this
they just
whole-
all back off.
Honestly, we were
And this-
preparing for a fight with them. We weren't expecting whoever you people are to show up.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you what, this new setup, this ain't looking too hot anyway. Why are we all setting up here anyway? Y'all making the new drugs up here? What is it? What's the game? Clear to me there's been a lot of changes that I've been gone. And he'll thwack his fist up against the desk, or what's left of it. You feel me?
Maybe. I don't know. All I was told was take the facility, take the brewery. And we did. That's all I know.
Well, I know where the main filler is up at. What's your opinion of him?
I mean, it's in his name.
Psycho.
It's in his name. He freaks me out. He's at least sadistic, to say the least.
Well, if you don't feel like changing the protocols on the White Razors, Change the protocols on him. Make him the damn target. It's clear to me he's a mad dog anyway. Madder than Jed even, and that's a bad problem. Sure, we're a pack of wolves, but what happens when those wolves go feral and rabid? I don't think I need to explain to you what happens then.
I don't think I can do that.
Why not?
That's just not in the programming. I set it all up pretty quick. I didn't really program it the way that, doesn't target individuals. It just
targets everyone.
It just doesn't it just doesn't work like that, all right?
That's fair enough with me.
Is he lying?
He's not lying.
Cool.
So if you set it up in a hurry, why are the Watt Razor's not being targeted by it? Couldn't you just switch the protocol from whoever's not a Watt Razor to Watt Razor?
Well, I can't make it target I can't make it target specific people. I can only make them target people who aren't, us. It just fires on everyone who isn't us.
And you refuse to reverse it.
I can shut them off. That's the best I can do for you.
Cynthia's gonna go over to the terminal and start seeing what she can understand about it.
Okay. He sort of looks between everybody and he just sort of leans over the keyboard real quick and he types in his password.
JELLYFISH.
Jellyfish.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Password.
Do you even know what that is?
I saw one on a poster once. I think the zoo has some exhibits, or at least they did before. Never mind.
They did. She
Yeah.
says really flatly and then just looks at the screen and starts seeing what she can do to is it that complicated to reverse things and can she do it without his help?
Roll smarts just to see what you can do here. I'm gonna turn on some ambience real quick.
Hey.
It sounds good to me.
5.
Oof. We started off so well.
You hear the computer go beep, beep, beep. No, I'm fucking.
Oh my god.
Damn it all to hell.
4 sessions later, there's a rad roach, walks up, beep, beep, beep.
Oh my god.
Oh god, planting mines on rad roaches, that would be...
Don't give him ideas, Lanny!
I'm still waiting for the dog. I'm still waiting for the dog that kills everyone.
You're not really familiar with the way that turrets would be programmed. That wasn't really a part of your military training or your programming back at the institute. This whole combat tracker chips and stuff like that. This is beyond you. You do, however, looking over, you see a couple of options. You see stuff to override targeting and stuff like that, and you also have an off switch, basically.
I have a thought. Louise is gonna kind of crouch down next to this guy and cock her head at him, just sort of you're both weirdly loyal and yet not. What's that about anyway?
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't seem that loyal to these guys, yet you don't want to kill them, even though these guys are, well, as my friend put it, becoming rabid dogs.
But a trained dog will not bite the hand that feeds it.
And plenty of people in your lifetime can feed you. Plenty of people in your lifetime can clothe you, do good for you. Doesn't mean you're beholden to them, especially when they're fucked up like this. So why are you so beholden to them anyway? Just because they
Well-
fed you?
Well, look, it's just because I've been with them for a long time, all right?
Do you like these people?
Some of them. They're not all crazy.
How about this? We've got a bead on a few of your turrets around here, but are there any in the vicinity of Big Bad Boy?
Well, I don't know where the boss is right now, but
Where's he likely to be?
clock tower maybe.
You got a turret there?
No, the only if you saw him coming in, I've only got like, what was it, like 4? They're all pretty much around the center of this entire place, the brewery.
Remind me, the clock tower is that one with the little blue spot on it?
Yeah, it's the X. All the orange dots are where the turrets are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that plan doesn't really work unless the turrets are better placed.
Look, I get what you're trying to do. And like, if you let me go, I'll turn the turrets off for you, but
You already
You know.
let us in the computer. We can do that ourselves.
right.
So what do you have to offer now?
You said you got friends, right?
Yeah, some of them.
What if we made you a deal? You do what we want, you switch it, or at least teach us how to switch it so we can target the White Raiders, but we will let you go and we will give you time to go gather the people you want to escape.
Make
You
a
get them
charm
out,
roll.
you get them out, we turn on the turrets after.
Make a charm roll.
Oh god, it's my worst one. It's not gonna
Come
go.
on, use that patented Louise smile.
That's why she has a really low charm, is because of that Pat Louise smile. Oh, I'm not gonna roll the minus, I'll just figure it out. 10!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh my god, you moved the minus. 10! 10!
Oh my god.
He sort of parks down in a nearby chair real quick, and he looks like he's considering something.
Apex is just picking shrapnel out of his shoulder.
Oh yeah. For what it's worth, sorry about that, I guess.
But, you know, landmines are there for a reason.
Bruises all around.
I do
Though,
not begrudge a porcupine its quills.
I think I heard about those too. Huh.
What if I
Fuck it.
sweeten the deal? Never
Oh.
mind.
Oh, we'll
are we pretending Cynthia
I'm-
didn't say that because
I-
he agreed?
I'd like to hear
Oh, no,
everybody's
I said
options if we're laying stuff on the table. I mean,
Listen, you're holding on by a thread, right? You think your psycho boss is gonna take care of you after this?
yeah.
The answer is
fair.
no.
All right, fair enough. I
If
shouldn't have pushed my
anything-
luck.
He's gonna kill you.
I
If you
know that.
and your buddies get out, I'll help tend to you after. I'm a nurse. Can't fix everything. She looks down at her leg. But when it comes to people, I'm capable.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Do Did you see a red rubber ball bounce in here?
Red rubber ball. Sort of like looks around the room a bit awkwardly and he shrugs his shoulders. It's me. Kind of had other things on my mind.
Apex goes back to picking shrapnel out of his shoulder.
So,
All right, fine. Fuck it.
perfect. Louise will very gingerly pat his shoulder, sort of like she's very motherly, just sort of wiping the dust off his clothes. So, and let's just assume, for the sake of brevity, that with every question I'm about to ask him, my takes one to know one is going to be active. So, you'll tell us how to turn the turrets to target the White Raiders, right?
The White Razors, yeah.
And we will give you time to gather your people who will go with you, right?
You know, some of them feel the same way about the Psycho. We don't really respect him, but we're afraid of him.
Yes or no will suffice.
Yeah.
How much time do you need?
I don't know, like 15 minutes maybe.
Fair enough. We will wait 15 minutes after you've shown us how to do this. After 15 minutes, you guys better be out of there. And you won't tell any of the more unsavory members of the group about us, correct?
Any more unsavory members I already don't like. I'm fine if you off them.
Cool. One other question. After we're done here, we want to be able to get a move on, but unfortunately, we've caused a lot of noise. Is there a back entrance or a secret exit out of this particular building that would be safer?
Secret exit?
You know what I mean? Come on. Safer exit.
Safer exit. I mean, you could always keep going. Hang on. Bringing up the actual map here. You could always keep going east. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, what I'm asking him is that I assume the people who are where we're in here are back, you know, around this area or, you know, this area. Stop it.
I mean, once.
So is there another exit we could leave? Like, you know, is there an exit here? Is there an exit here that we can leave out of this particular complex building, whatever we're in?
I mean, once you're finished with whatever it is you're doing here, you could always exit through South Broadway and just wrap around, go back to wherever you're going to. I don't know.
Reasonably safe? Once you get outside, I mean.
About as safe as the world is. That is to say,
Okay.
not very, but it's probably your best bet.
Okay. She grins. Well, I think that's good on all sides then. Does my Pip-Boy have a timer?
It does in fact have a clock.
Louise will show him her Pip-Boy,
Whoa.
show him the start of when, let's say in about a minute, 15 minutes is going to start. That's what she's indicating. All right. You got 15 minutes. And if you wouldn't mind, maybe just, you know, actually, no, never mind. You got 15 minutes. Actually, wait, scratch that.
After he shows us how to...
Rewind. Forget I said all that. I'll just gesture to the computer.
Oh,
Show us
right.
then.
And he'll go over to the terminal. He'll continue to type in some stuff, and you can either make heads nor tails of it, but you assume he's doing what you want him to do, and he stands up and he points towards the enter button.
When you want it to start, just hit that button.
And he's not pinging my take one to no one?
He appears to be telling the truth.
Well, he can't appear to. He has to. All right then. And I'll go do the thing with the clock. I was trying to be cool and dramatic. All right. You got 15 minutes. Good luck. You and your friends, good luck.
You tell the dog's banging at the door of its chain to give it a fucking rest already, would you?
If there's
Oh.
anyone in that group you want to take with you, I mean.
Yeah, I should probably go tell someone. Right. Bye. Thanks for the stim pack. And also letting me live.
It's no trouble at all.
Bye.
Louise does that little wiggling of her fingers kind of wave.
Have y'all a good evening.
Apex starts searching the room for his red rubber ball.
I need a freaking
The moment he departs the scene.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me wits then.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Oh
Hey,
my
Justin,
god!
Yeah.
It's
Sure
here.
enough, you sort of roll over the man who got impaled by the German World War I hat.
I also take
and-
that.
Okay, you have
Oh
a
my
German. You have a sort of a damaged,
A
bloody,
German Kaiser hat.
German Kaiser hat with sort of an eyeball sticking out of the spike.
Oh my god!
Like the old Neversoft logo.
Yeah, there you go.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Neversoft Kaiser helmet. Perfect.
And yep, you have that now. And also, you roll over his body, and sure enough, the guy landed right on the ball. It's just sitting there.
Apex smiles in the shadow of his mask, picks it up, and puts it back in his fanny pack.
Okay.
Louise
that.
tilts
Rubber
her
ball,
head.
man.
Oh, sorry. Louise tilts her head to the ceiling and lets out a breath. Hey, Alvin?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I don't know if you have time to take care of Cynthia, though, and if you need to prioritize that, by all means. But if you have a chance, my armor is fucked. If I could get it fixed, if you have the minute. But she gestures to Cynthia, but focus on her first, so we have the time to do it.
If we could form a train, Cynthia, would you mind pulling the rest of this shrapnel out of my shoulder?
Yeah, I can do that.
I can't reach the rest of it.
All right. So she'll start pulling shrapnel out of his shoulder and lift
Okay.
her leg behind her so that Alvin can look at it.
So as a sort of medical procedure train starts up with you all beginning to repair each other and or treat each other's wounds. I think this is a prime place to take a break.
Yep.
When,
Oh, my
when you
lord.
lift up the leg, Alvin's red hand personality just melts away and he just chuckles and just walks over.
I was just thinking about picking out shrapnel at Apex's arm, just like, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh,
Oh
a
my
piece of
god.
candy.
Oh, you goofball.
Oh man, I'm gonna field medic that when we get back.
Also,
Yeah,
I
that was my
apologize for
goal.
I apologize for springing new mechanics on you. Hey, at least you're repairable.
I know.
Yeah.
That's honestly why I took it. I was like, this
I'm
is I I could at least
Just to ease anyone's fears, unless something really bad happens, I'm not gonna remove one of your limbs permanently.
There is a whole system for injuries in the it's still something I'm fleshing out, but amputation is one of them.
Oh my lord.
Like, how does saving death rolls work in this system? Do they
Oh,
have
when
to
when
be dead?
when you when you
I'll be
hit zero
right
when you hit 0 health, you are dead. Typically anything below 5 health, if you go below 5 health, you're probably already losing consciousness.
Yeah, you're below half health. You are fucked up.
Yeah, in this game, 1 damage can make a big difference.
I completely
'Cause-
neglected to look over this. I will have to do some studying.
No It's also probably been updated since the version you have, so I can also update you with that. But I am going to go use the restroom.
Do we level
Fair
up
enough.
to higher hit points at some point?
No, I don't believe so.
Because that's precarious. I thought we were playing the Gateway, not Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm. Fallout World's deadly.
Hmm.
Well,
Oh, I'm gonna go pee.
I am going to go put on some tunes. And then I will be right back as well. I'm gonna turn on my fucking fan.
Woo! I'm back now. What's up, y'all?
Hello? Is anyone still here?
Hi, what's up?
Hi!
Oh, did we
Hello.
all leave? Oh gosh, am I having fun? I'm having loads of fun. I hope you guys are having fun too.
You had a tough day, but it's better now.
Oh, Dresden, did you do you know how like how happy I am? I'm asked to go ahead and play a character on this channel. It's super cool.
I thought you did more than just this with the Unexpectable stuff. Are you just streaming with a bunch of us?
Me? This is my first time streaming with the Unexpectables. I've helped Monty do some one-shots that have been off-stream and whatnot, just so, she can test new mechanics and new wiggly things. And, I mean, Connor, I've known Connor for ages, but, I definitely have gotten to know everyone in the Unexpectables now, over the past, I want to say, 2-3 years. I think you and Caitlin are the last people I got to meet, and glad to know you.
Oh,
It makes me so jealous. Because I've been going back and listening to listening to Gateway again, and I'm just sitting there like, listen to baby Sarah when she barely has a fucking grasp of what her character is. Oh dear God, Rabbit's over here. He's got it perfect from day one.
you know.
Really? I thought I felt more nervous than like a dog at his first time at the groomers. Like,
Yeah, but it fits with Alvin, so
I guess in a roundabout way, yeah, I guess that works. Awesome.
I guess that works for first time D&D campaigns. Play a nervous character. It works out if you're nervous.
What a compliment! Thank you. Luke for Lucas. Let's see. Hey Connor,
Yeah.
have you ever played Dragon's Dogma?
I have not played Dragon's Dogma before.
I've played the absolute bedeviled shit out of Dragon's Dogma. I've never beaten it. I've played it like Skyrim. I just run around the mountains and go woo and then stop. But I've had a good experience. That was a question that Luke Lucas pointed at both of us.
I see. I'm going to read off those bits and subs. and indeed has that question in it. Let's see. Gorilla Geek 21, thank you for the 50 bits. On this episode of Crafting with Apex, how to make Halloween masks out of your enemies' faces. Next episode, how to make a Christmas star out of a bastard's heart. There we go. A Happy Nobody, thank you for the 14 months of Prime.
The way we're explaining Apex now, he's starting to sound like my first RimWorld character.
Eh.
Cannibal, psychopath, razor hands.
Poke Freak 102, thank you for the 17 months. Akazar, thank you for the 13 months. Leg went boom, now leg goes boom. Sky Invictus, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm here live at last. Greckle's Flowery Nips, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, everyone. First time live for this, as I'm caught up. Hey,
welcome, welcome, welcome.
Kane Time, thank you for the 500 bits. No, Cynthia's been defeated. The world is too cruel.
But Tish.
Well, we told her to break a leg, and
I can't
boy,
believe
howdy
I
did
came
it
back
ever.
for that.
I mean,
That's not the way to get a leg up on things.
for
my
people
God.
for people who have played Fallout games in the past, landmines can and will fuck your day up.
Yo,
They did.
I used to call them stim pack pizzas back in the day. So you stepped on one and you used a stim pack half a second later going, stupid me.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I seem to have just burst my femoral artery. Oh well.
Oopie.
Oh, tibia. Oh, tibia. You just slam a stim pack. You get back in there, you silly creature.
It's okay, I'll regrow that toe.
Nope. Not you guys.
I could just build Cynthia a new toe.
That'd be nice.
Naruto.
I would love that.
Just
Whole
serious.
new- a whole
Hello,
new
serious.
world of toesies.
Thank you for the 5,000 bits. The computer password wasn't
Holy
swordfish.
shit.
I'm both shocked and proud.
Holy shit.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thank you.
man.
Thank
I
you.
will give that one a slide whistle.
It's funny because Discord likes to mute pitches like that, so it just sounded like a.
Oh,
yes.
no! Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard nothing. I heard it start and then it was
my-
just like gone.
How many times have I done that on my show, never knowing? Oh my god!
Well, no,
Who
it's only Discord that does it, not like OBS. So
Oh.
I'm sure it sounds fine on there.
I thought I was just gonna do a test. I was just gonna do a test stream and just be like testing whimsical instruments. Come in. Blow a slide whistle. Did y'all hear that? Squeak my blep. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Ah,
Luke the
damn.
Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Rabbit or Connor, have you played Dragon's Dogma? It's by far my favorite RPG with some of the best action ever. One of the creators is from the Devil May Cry team. Yeah, I believe. I think since 2 onwards, he's been a part of the team. I'm forgetting his name right now.
I didn't know the Devil May Cry combat dude is behind Dragon's Dogma, but you know,
Yep.
now that I think about it, when I use a greatsword, because I played off stream with a greatsword warrior, it does kind of feel like Devil May Cry a little bit. With the ability that I can firmly grasp the Minotaur.
Yeah.
I think Strider was
Uh,
no. Yeah, Strider. was
Hideaki Itsuno is the one who. He's. I think it's rumored that he's making Dragon's Dogma 2, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
Eventually.
You have no idea. I would implode. Like I would just crush into a marble if he announced that.
I know.
He's
I
so
know an
excited.
anime. I know like an anime came out like a little while ago. Didn't hear
Yeah, it
much
was on
about it. Though.
Netflix. It Yeah, it was kind of like a fart in the wind. It was
Okay,
okay.
All right,
Oh.
it existed.
Sorry, just that term, a fart in the wind, is great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Blackfoot Ferret, thank you for the lead bits. Only you folks can make exploding severed limbs funny.
Teehee.
Sergeant Tucker, thank you for the 100 bits. We Dragon's Dogma fans are waiting for the sequel. Yes.
Oh, I said I'm waiting for it. Never did
Oathbreaker
beat the
John,
first game.
thank you for the 100 bits. Connor, you're a demon goat man, right? Could you get this demon to leave me alone? Because he's been asking for dolls and jades. That's not my jurisdiction, buddy. Sorry. Any and all demonic incursion, I find personally hilarious.
Just burn some sage. He'll leave. It smells
Yeah.
like farts to demons.
He'll leave or
So,
something.
somebody's got to cut a goat elsewhere at some point.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time, really.
They only have so many demons to send for goat cuttings.
Yeah.
True.
Just
Zenlita, thank you for
add-
the 200 bits. I would like to thank Caitlin for the chance to make so many Grindhouse memes.
You can't see it, but I'm making little finger guns at you. Hey.
Yeah.
I
Mr.
was
Snacks
so
8,
excited.
thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community.
Wow.
Zenlita, thank you for the additional 200 bits. As cool as Cynthia looks now, it's going to be a tough time getting used to the new gun leg.
Yeah.
Sock Puppet Ninja, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure if it's appropriate to ask this here. Okay, thank you for the 100 bits.
It was not appropriate.
Luke the Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Now, Rabbit, I can only hope you hire my pawn. What?
What?
It's a Dragon's Dogma reference. There's a little NPCs you can hire that other players made called puns. My favorite is Arkov's. His name's Tiny Tim. He's a giant man with the highest pitched voice, so he sounds like one of the minions from Despicable Me, and he rips people in half. He has the scariest armor.
I'd probably hug that guy.
And I just imagine he just runs toward the monster with a greatsword going, beetle, beetle, beetle.
Oh.
So great.
All right, and with that, that's all the bits and subs that I've got. Are we ready to get back into the wacky, wonderful world of Gateway?
Yes.
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 All right, let's get back to it then. So, picking up where the medical train left off, we can go ahead and do our various perks to heal various injuries. Let's start with Cynthia on the Apex.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and do you have like a feat or an item or something that you've got?
I have Field Medic. So plus smarts on plus 10 heals target for 2 on a result between 7 and 9 heals for 1. If I get 6 or less, they take more damage.
Right. So go ahead and do that.
Here we go. 7.
I'll take 1 health back.
All right. You heal 1 health. The Apex.
I can move my shoulder now. Thank you.
Of course.
And over at Alvin. So, what are you attempting to do with this leg? Are you gonna reattach it?
I'm gonna see if I can.
Might need a workshop.
The patch job might be able to help us out for the time being, because that's like a field repair. Can we fix it with space, equipment, and time? So I'm just gonna roll my smarts, and we'll see what Connor wants to happen.
Okay.
That's a 9.
9? All right.
Yep.
You managed to get to a point where you've sort of like, it's not 100% stable. After the shotgun peg leg sort of just breaks down from the temporary usage of it, you attempt to sort of adhere it back. You kind of repair the inner mechanisms of it, but it's not 100% stable. For now, Cynthia, you're treated as if your injury has been healed, but
Okay.
you're basically going to be avoiding that penalty for the you're going to be avoiding the penalty for the rest of this sort of dungeon experience we've got going on here. But after that, you will need to sit down and have it repaired at like a
Okay.
workbench, a workstation.
And just to just to ask,
Mm.
you said there were like it was sparking before, and that her vision went a little weird at one
Yeah,
point.
that was just from the initial like severing of the leg, and also just concussive force just shocking your system a little bit.
Okay, so when he's reattaching anything, it's not like sparking in any way or anything.
Any sparking that it would have done, Alvin basically repairs and gets it to a working state. It's not a permanent fix, but it'll do you for the rest of this mission.
I'm just trying to see if there's any type of like short-circuity sort of deals that she might have to deal with because it's sort of roughshod.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
All right. I'm not sure how this works, but it looks like we'll have to sit down and give it a real thorough fix once we got all this behind us. But try giving that a move. See if that works.
She will put her leg back on the ground and kind of step back and forth, shifting her weight, testing it out. Seems like it's working.
Yeah, it's a little crunchy, but you think it'll hold.
Should have been one of the Robco technicians at this rate. Huh. Ain't that fancy?
Then like that, I don't know if Robco would be able to fix all of this.
Well, I'm telling you, for some lady so unique, I mean, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it. We might be able to get them upgrades, after a little while.
I would
out there-
appreciate it greatly.
Somewhere out there, Robert Edwin House is rolling in his grave.
Louise kind of gives Cynthia a side poke in the side with her elbow. He called you unique.
I have ears.
Alvin meets Dr. House. Who are you? I'm you, but alive and think better.
Oh God.
No one thinks better than me.
Oh yeah, I can also do this, and then I just heat action is spawned out of the fucking tower.
So Alvin's good with Cynthia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the moment, and also, does that ability restore armor at all, or?
Oh yes. Judging on rather, you want to go ahead and count this as can we fix it or patch job. Either restored by 20% of the 25% of the armor, or restored 1 armor.
A creature would probably be restore 1 armor.
Yeah, I think this all sounds like a patch job thing because I don't have a workbench or whatnot. Got my tools, but it'd be better if I had a tool belt.
You get 1 armor back in the process of all of this.
I'll take it. I already have my leg back, so we're doing all right. Well, kind of.
Woo!
I've taken, well, after the little patch job you did on me, I've taken effectively 0 damage from this session, so.
Oh my god.
Louise kind of gestures to Alvin. Got time for me? My armor's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I think we got time. Here, throw it on the table. Let's see what you got.
Quick question before that: has anyone activated the turrets yet, or is this all?
No,
happening
We're assuming that all of this is happening during the 15 minutes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Just making sure. All right.
All right. Let me roll smarts one more time.
Sure.
Oh boy, here I go thinking again. 11.
Oh, wow.
Hey, a success.
I will say, while this is going on after we got patched up, Apex would be standing guard at the door that the gentleman left through. Just keeping a lookout and wondering if anybody that came around through that block door might be trying to come in through any other way. It would probably be this way.
Yeah, after the combat basically stopped, it took a little bit, but eventually the trying the door just sort of stopped.
Now,
Yeah, so-
depending, we're counting this as patch job, right?
Mhm.
So if we're
Yes.
counting this as patch job, Louise, you get 2 armor.
I'll take what I can get. I guess for my part, does this room we're in look like it's sort of a general base of operations? Like, would there be anything interesting in here?
If you want to scavenge a little bit, you're more than welcome to.
Because I assume we're gonna go straight for the big bad after this. This kind of feels like it'd be my last chance to do it.
Sounds like a plan to me. You want to go ahead and search around, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I haven't rolled scavenger today, so I'd love to look for like stim packs, armor, weapons, whatever will help us in this upcoming fight.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh. Yeah, it seems like the guy when you let him go and he was leaving, he seemed to pick up everything that was his and he fucked off.
And Apex already found the red rubber ball, so.
Mhm.
That
Louise
didn't belong
looks
to
very
him, so he
sad.
didn't take it. Yeah. Unfortunately,
Louise
he
looks very, very sad about that.
can't quite find what you were looking for in this instance.
Ah, well, you can't win them all, Sarah.
I want to live is all.
I would just like life.
All right. Is
So,
anybody doing
how
anything
much-
else?
I'm just keeping watch.
Now, with all that done and whatnot, Alvin's just gonna kind of lean up against a wall of his thoughts until the 15 minutes.
Cynthia is standing with her rifle. She was shifting her weight, and her eyes are still red. And they have been since the landmine went off. And all of a sudden, she just stands still and kind of like slumps forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Y'all okay there, Cynthia?
You're all so reckless.
How do you mean?
You just charge into everything. It's very unwise.
Yeah, that's what we do, isn't it?
I'm also not the one that shot the man that could turn off the turrets.
I'm sorry, something just took me over after that landmine went off, and well, the important part is we made through it, Cynthia.
I suppose. For now.
Y'all doing okay? Really? Y'all doing all right?
She hasn't raised her head at all.
Alvin will approach Cynthia and just slowly extend a hand. Y'all doing okay?
She'll look up. She
Hey.
thinks you're cute.
Hmm?
She thinks you're cute.
Who? Uh, what, like, you, what,
I,
Connor,
you
do I
mean
know what's
me?
going on here?
You mean me? I'm the only other.
hard,
Do
and
y'all mean
Cynthia
Louise?
blinks really hard and steps back, looks down, and her eyes are now the normal blue.
Y'all doing okay? Cynthia?
Yes.
Cynthia, all right?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
What was that
Fine.
all about? You kind of just stumped for. Oh man, did I trigger something when I fixed up your leg?
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
fine, Alvin. It's fine. Let's just focus on what we have to do. All right.
All right, if I did go ahead and trigger something or whatnot, just
Didn't
let me
do
know. I'll try
anything,
to fix it.
Alvin. Just drop it.
Uh,
Sorry. Just
all right,
drop
Cynthia. Yeah, you got it. I got it.
Okay.
Hey, Cynthia.
Who is asking this?
DM.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Those are getting more frequent, aren't they? You don't gotta
Mildly.
answer. Okay. So, what were we up to?
How much time we got left? Is it about to run out?
You have about 3 minutes left. If you want to do anything else other than that.
If anyone is paying attention. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Apex is kind of grumpy from being judged, but he goes back. He actually steps outside of the door after being told he was reckless, and just starts patrolling the hallway.
The Apex goes off to sulk in the hallway. You go patrolling
And stand guard.
On your patrol,
grumpily standing guard.
You kick a can.
Because he got called reckless.
Boom.
Alvin has a completely puzzled look on his face, and he's just looking between Cynthia and Louise, because when Cynthia said she thinks you're cute, now Alvin thinks like, are you thinking about Louise? Louise thinks I'm cute?
No. Oh,
Excellent.
You?
Excellent.
Louise
this
just
is all
raises-
great.
Luis just raises an eyebrow, kind of like, I mean, you're okay looking, but it's like,
Oof.
You know what? I'm a C+. I'll take that one.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Apex, on your
Tax-free.
watch, you don't see much. Without
Okay.
having to roll, nobody seems to be approaching your location at all.
Louise is watching the timer
Then,
go
then,
down.
he takes the time to clear his head.
Like, I'm just imagining that literally, like, I'm going to shake myself like a dog.
I mean, I probably the knits are probably back in his hair by now. So
Louise is kind of watching the minutes tick by, and she's getting more and more antsy as it is, until she finally just is like, hey, Alvin, Cynthia?
Yes, darling. What do you need?
Apex 2, if you can hear me.
I can.
Thanks. Listen, I don't generally like to think this way, but just in case things go south, she pats her backpack. I don't know if I could ask one of you to take what's left of Phil back to his mom, where he's, supposed to be. I'm not going to ask you to do anything about Barry or anything like that, but,
Hey,
We'll take care of it, darling. You don't have to worry about nothing.
I understand.
Thanks.
Hey, friend to a friend, Louise. If it doesn't really fold out, and just gets ugly. If you ever find yourself scavenging over in Riverside, just talk to Boss Man. Just let him know. All right. I don't want that old goat to go ahead and be worrying about me the rest of his life. I mean, goats live a long time, you know? That's a long time worrying.
All right. Looks to Cynthia with an odd grin. Any next of kin you want us to take care of?
Well, I don't know. I think he's still around. I hope he is.
What's his name?
Dave. Dave Johnson. He's the reason I'm still around. He's saved me more than once.
All right. How about you, Apex?
It doesn't matter. As long as you are within my reach, none of you will die.
Damn, that cheers me up. You know how to talk to a girl, Apex, I swear.
I gotta say, that's awfully noble of you, Apex. Whew, pretty damn heroic, I'll say. All right, so the moment that alarm rings off or something?
Apex smiles under his mask.
Louise does... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So the moment that your clock, does it make a sound or whatnot whenever the 15's up? Something to let us know to make a mad dash?
She's just watching it. I mean, I assume once the 15 clocks down, we're going to turn those turrets back on and then we'll go. She's just watching it go down by itself. It's not going to make a noise or anything. It's like watching a regular clock and being like, you know.
Pretty much.
When it,
yeah.
Louise does sort of sidle up to Alvin and be like, I do got one maybe more personal favor for you specifically.
What's that now?
It's a big ask, but you remember how I maybe above game when I was talking to Phil's mom, were they listening on outside on that? Could they hear that stuff?
That's up to them.
If I remember right, I was sitting on the porch.
I'm gonna guesstimate you could hear most of it then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how I talked to Phil's mom about my vault? How our doors fucked?
Yeah.
Well, we need that part that Barry's got, but again, I don't expect you to go after Barry, but if in your travels you maybe are around my vault area, you're pretty smart, Alvin, maybe you could fix the door without it. If you had the time and the inclination.
I'll tell you what, once this all's behind us, and, you know, things get a little grim, if I'm in the vault area, I'll probably be with the rest of the people in my machining crew. We can go ahead and get that fixed up. Between me and the others, ain't nothing we can't fix. You saw Frontenac.
Right. It's Vault 66.
Vault 66. I remember it well. I think that's where we first seriously broke the ice together, Vault 66. You got me out of that funk.
Oh, no, above game, that was Vault 85.
Oh, Vault 85.
Vault 85 is where me and Phil were trapped. Vault 66 is where I was born and raised and where Phil was working with us.
Yes.
I'm looking at my notes now. Don't worry, I can play
it. Don't worry about
it. He'll trail off and... where's it 85? There's a lot of numbers to vaults, you know that?
Yeah. Well, Louise will look down and note that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. That's 15, guys. Let's start this shit.
You got it.
All right, so you're going to activate it. All right. As you go down, you hit the enter key. It's faint at first, but outside you all hear, echoing in through the doors, and you hear some muttered like confusion, like what's going on, and all at once, just screams and the roar of gunfire rip through the silence as pandemonium, what you can only assume, happens outside. Just people, you hear people dying, just bullets ripping through concrete and flesh. It seems like it goes on for a good maybe like 5 minutes of just utter chaos and the occasional gunshot, be it either from the turrets themselves or from some other place. You hear an explosion and then another. And then it all gets really quiet.
I think it worked.
Sounds like, though. What do I get the feeling some of those turrets might be down now?
Oh, it seemed to go ahead and cut through at least a lot of their forces. They didn't expect that one, that's for damn sure.
They're going to They're going to be dealing with that for a while. We should get moving towards our objective while they're confused.
Yeah, it'll be like a Sunday stroll to that clock tower, I'm sure.
Here's my question, though, Alvin. Do we want to try to go straight for the clock tower? Or if we still got all our turrets up and running, can we get that guy to come out and maybe let the turrets do a bit of the job for us?
You think he would if he knows that they're against him?
At this point, he probably would.
Depends.
Let's go to the clock tower. Then we'll go ahead and make our play there. Hold the cards until then.
Yeah, depends how pissed he is. When you're pissed, you're not that smart.
That is true.
They do call him the Psycho.
Yeah, he does. Speaking of which, hey, Louise.
Yeah.
Alvin will go ahead and toss the syringe of Psycho to her. I don't need it.
Yeah?
I'm going to solve it my way.
All right.
Or
She'll take it back.
Or at least like a mix of nice half and half. Let's get going. Clock tower.
All right. You are headed to the clock tower. Are you exiting the building the way you came in, or are you going out the other entrance?
The other ways. I mean, I guess we could undo the chains the way we came in, but
He did tell us another way to get around it.
Yeah.
Could just go out that way without having to do all the chains and stuff again. Unless you wanted to take the chains with you.
It would be no problem. I wouldn't make you roll anything for you to go out the other side.
Let's go out the other way then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
that way we
new
can
doors.
All right.
New doors.
So you're circling
we
out.
We get new sights. Just a nice tour of the brewery.
Oh, so you're going further in, or
we were heading out the other direction, basically.
Oh, the opposite direction, right? So you go ahead, and this is pretty much the worst place to get a tour of. This appears to be the a set of office buildings that sort of dealt with the more business end of the Laughley Enterprises, but it's still pretty neat. It's an old building. It's old even by your guys' standards. This appears
boring,
to be
pretty much.
Pretty boring.
As basic can be.
Aside from the occasional landmine, that's all the excitement you got in here.
I was gonna ask, it's like, wait, did you need to roll for that?
I'm not gonna make you roll to
Thank you.
avoid landmines if you on your way out without combat being imminent here. Yeah, you sort of just managed to stroll on through, and as you exit, the sight that greets you is, well, it's grisly to say the least. You see just bodies all over. They have been basically torn to shreds by a hail of high caliber gunfire. Just blood beginning to pool. Where there was once beer flowing through the Laughley Brewery, there is now blood. You
A red IPA for the ages.
You do notice a couple of stragglers just sort of hiding behind things. You notice that this turret has been destroyed, and this turret has been destroyed as well. One of you make a wits roll for me.
I'll
Oops.
do it.
But I think
Apex
already
got a
did.
5.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty well and truly distracted by you do see people that are still active and they're like hiding behind stuff.
I'm keeping track of those people, but not the thing that might be important.
Oh.
Yeah, you actually do manage to lock eyes with one of the persons that's like hiding behind a box, and he looks at you and he's like, "Shit." And he just like looks around like he doesn't know what to do, and he just stays there for the moment. So,
What's
you heading
the
to the clock
plan?
tower?
Yeah. Das Clock Tower.
Does anything else seem dangerous, or?
Other than the two now active turrets, nothing seems to be terribly dangerous.
Can I real quick loot some of these bodies and look for what I was looking for in that one room, but minus scavenger?
You want to
Just a
step
straight-
out? You want to step out into the radius with the active turrets?
Well, they're not going to hit us.
Those things were reprogrammed to only shoot the
Yeah, the
Oh,
White
right,
Raiders.
right.
White
That was the
Raiders,
deal.
so.
That was the deal I made with that guy. That he would let us target just the Raiders, but I'd let him take the people he liked out first before we activated it.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yeah, that's how that played out.
Sure. Well. Yeah. You can sort of stroll up and pick off stuff off of some bodies if you would like. Although you will.
Impact. Sorry.
You will be there. There are still people that are armed around you, though. Just letting you know.
No. Then I won't. I don't want to risk it.
And if you want to.
Nah, I'm good.
This is one biscuit you don't want to risk.
Risk it, know the biscuit.
Mm-hmm. And how, sir?
And how? All right, so you're heading straight towards the clock tower, then.
Mm-hmm.
We do have sight of some of the remaining people, right?
Yes. Yes.
How close are they?
They're I'll go ahead and just ping them on the map for you. There are people hiding around like here and here.
Okay.
They're just ducked behind buildings where in the alleyways you can clearly see the people have just been lit the fuck up.
Yeah. Cynthia's very quiet now and is like looking at them almost like they don't exist and then staring forward and following.
Okay. Making your way to the clock tower.
If any of them catch sight of us, I'm going to glare at them and show them one of my red hands while walking toward the clock tower.
I maybe still want to roll. Oh, sorry?
Their attention seems to be pretty torn right now.
The active turrets.
Yeah. But you don't appear to be actively threatening them, so they're just pretty much letting you pass for the time being.
As well you should.
I imagine the four of us just JoJo strutting.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Totally.
Oh God. I don't know if we need to roll for like mines or something, because I'm just worried there might be mines out here too.
Nah.
Your jacket flapping in the wind.
No, okay, thank you.
You don't see any mines out here.
That one landmine has made us so worried for the rest of the campaign.
I mean, it did cost me part of my leg.
That is true.
My leg!
My leg!
There will be plenty of other opportunities to get your limbs blown off. Don't worry.
Please
There are plenty of limbs.
You're heading all the way to the clock tower. The site, by the way, is pretty fun. You've never seen anything quite like it. Again, you see the very decorative looking L with the eagle, with the American bald eagle, in the background of it, sort of just carved into the side of this red brick building. At its front, you see a large clock tower frozen in time at the exact moment it stopped working when the bombs hit. The building behind it appears to be much of the same as all of the other buildings that you've encountered in this brewery thus far.
Just venerable looking, huh?
It's quite a sight. It's almost beautiful if it weren't so,
irradiated.
Yeah, the time has ravaged it.
Mm.
Very decorative windows line the bright green doors with red trim to the entrance of the clock tower. And you head in.
Yes.
Alrighty. It's do or die time.
From the back, because Cynthia was like following, trailing behind everyone, she looks up and none of you, all of you are facing forward, and from behind you just hear, I can understand why you miss it.
We do hear this, you said?
Yep.
Apex turns.
Miss
Missed
what?
what?
And they catch the tail end of her eyes going from red to blue. Memories. Nothing but memories.
Cynthia?
You alright?
Are you pinging my Let's Takes One to Know One?
Are you okay?
She's not lying.
All right.
Apex just stares.
Well, I bet it must have looked a lot lovelier. But let's go ahead and get on in here and put it to rest.
Yes, let's finish things here. I think we have more pressing matters to tend to afterwards.
Absolutely. After it's all said and done, though, Alvin looks back and smiles. I'd like to hear more about this place. You know, back in the day.
And I'd love to tell you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, Alvin kicks the door open.
All right, well, you kick the door open. The door sort of rattles and the whatever's left of the glass shatters on impact. And you stroll in. And it's quiet.
lit up is this place? What can we see?
The lights are still on in this place. What you basically get is sort of sectioned off from the rest of this building is the clock tower, and it's just like a bunch of stairs leading up to the top.
Any mines to roll for?
Go ahead and roll wits, whoever would like to.
Can we all, or is this just one person again?
We'll go ahead and give it a whoever's taken charge of this can go ahead and roll for wits.
I read that as the person who has the highest wits.
I have a +2.
I
do
also
too.
have a +2.
I'm a himbo. I don't.
That would imply that you're not smart, which I'm pretty sure you have a higher smarts stat.
I have 3 smarts but a 0 wits.
Yeah,
Oh
you're very book smart, but you have no street smarts.
You're a 3-bow.
I'm the opposite of Tommy Boy.
You're a Rain Man.
That's what my mom calls me.
There you go.
I guess I could. I'm not really leading though. It's technically Alvin is leading, so.
Apex is constantly on edge. I'm just worried after the last few rolls I've had.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take the hit this time.
All right, go for it.
You got it.
Got this.
The same
My
one!
God. Literally the exact 2, the exact 1.
Look
What
at all
the
the
heck?
fucking ones I've rolled. Why is
Oh no!
Wow.
Doesn't like you today.
You don't
What
see
bedlam?
any mines.
Oh God.
My favorite.
That's my favorite answer.
Well,
Just a big staircase going up to, you suppose, would be the maintenance? The inside of
hear-
this clock tower?
no one else can do wits at this point. No one.
No one? Not a person? Not a soul? Not a single soul, Connor? Friendly
Wouldn't
Connor?
wouldn't we all be on edge? Come on.
You would all be on edge.
We'd all be looking.
And rightfully
Handsome
so. This is
Connor.
a dangerous situation, after all.
Yeah. Yeah. So more wits rolls.
Yeah. Handsome Connor with the magnificent beard.
Yeah.
Rolls.
Apex blindly stomps forward.
Okay.
Oh God.
Alvin heads up the
Oh
stairs,
God.
Apex blindly
Eyes-
stomps forward. And as you do,
man. Eyes full of purpose.
As I do.
you climb the stairs.
Oh my God. That was so stressful, Connor.
Connor, why?
You have no idea what the rest of them are so worried about. You don't see any mines.
No, I don't see any mines.
Oh. Yeah, Alvin heads up the stairs, just full of determination and purpose, man. Fist clenched, stanced up.
Okay, I guess we're going.
Cynthia's gonna blink her eyes hard, shake her head, and follow after, and try and really focus on what's in front of them as she follows.
All right. As you make your way up and up and up these stairs, seemingly without problem, you come to a room at the very top, right outside of the clock tower. Or no, you're inside the clock tower. Right outside where the clock would be on the clock tower.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
So-
ready my shotgun. You know,
Yeah.
just to have something out.
Okay.
So it looks like the end of a Jack Nicholson Batman movie. I gotcha.
Cynthia will make her way to the front.
Okay.
How narrow are these stairs? Like, is she awkwardly like bumping past us?
Well, they're pretty wide. You could three people could walk side by side together, but yeah.
Since she's not in the back anymore and I am, I'm gonna keep an eye out for our backsides as we enter this room.
as she's passing Apex. His weapon could inject you with a lot of bad real fast. I'd prefer if I'm the one that gets jabbed, it's not gonna do much.
Watch your step.
I'll do my best. And she'll continue forward, rifle raised.
Okay.
She was whispering that so that it's, out of earshot for anyone that's might be nearby.
You approach the door. And then
Opens and enters the
Slow
door.
open the door.
Yeah.
okay, you're slowly entering and open the door. All right. Roll me a whiz.
Yep.
Okay. 9.
Thank God
Okay.
somebody got it.
As you slowly open the door, you feel it hitch. And then you hear a and you just barely manage to leap out of the door frame as a shotgun trap that had been set up outside of the door goes off. You don't take any damage.
Oh my god.
A jigsaw trap.
Well, that was fun.
This guy's got needles and he's setting up fucking shotgun traps. Okay,
That's
buddy.
not gonna be the worst of it. I'm gonna
Oh,
keep
man.
going.
It's a common tactic when white razors hole up in something.
Great.
Well, I think I'll be keeping an eye out for that from now on.
Yeah, it definitely makes open up doors every so often. Just kind of a scary prospect.
And I guess they know we're here now.
Oh yeah, no, I've. Whew, we definitely left our mark around here.
Cynthia makes the really and kind of looks back at the general area of where there's a sea of bodies and then squints at Apex no
I meant
shit,
in,
man.
I meant in this specific room.
Ah, okay.
There's a lot of
Nice
blood
save.
there's a lot of blood in the courtyard, yeah, but
Okay.
there was a massive shotgun blast from a trap that just went off here.
Okay, fair, good point. All right, I give it to you. Okay. Yes, she will continue towards the door again and carefully go in using her rifle to look around.
Okay. As you enter in and you clear the room, you see sort of the inner workings, these large metal gears that were used to make the clock tower function now lie inert and broken inside the guts of this tower. You see desks where people, like maintenance people, would probably be working on the clock tower itself. And you also see an old ham radio. And it appears to be on. And as you spot it, a voice.
Hey, anyone alive up there?
Apex looks towards Alvin.
Red, don't tell me you fell for that one, did you?
Alvin will walk up and take the ham radio.
Hello?
Hey, how y'all doing today? Y'all must be psycho, huh?
You need to say over when you're done talking.
Cynthia rolls her eyes.
Alvin will hold up a finger. He acknowledges it, but for the sake of brevity. I guess psycho, right? I hit the nail on the head.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
You're the one who's calling himself the Red Hand, huh?
Yep.
That was quite a stunt you pulled with the turrets, making them turn on us like that. Clever.
Yeah, y'all evolving. I'm full of tricks too. You know,
Apparently.
time changes people, you know?
Oh, I'm sure you've learned that lesson quite well. Well, obviously you can see that I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, nah. Figured when you set the shotgun trap that you all kind of pissed off out of the joint. Nice stunt with the ham radio, though. Very nice.
Oh, flatterer.
Oh, you know me. Jet's favorite. So, why y'all changing up tactics anyway? Why y'all holding up in this place?
He scoffs audibly.
Jet's favorite. Well, I'm not sure why I should tell you anything, but I'm willing to cut you a deal.
Present. What you got on the table? Come on.
Come to the bottling facility. Alone. Just you and me, Red Hand. You don't need to get your friends killed over a little grudge.
Oh, an old-fashioned Watt Razor blood duel, huh?
You haven't forgotten.
Nah. So the bottling place, huh? You sure you don't want to do it outside? Nice day out.
Do you think I'm stupid? With all
Think
the turrets
I?
you've got shooting on my boys?
Oh, you know, out front of the clock tower. Everyone's just sitting here like scared dogs. I think they might need the morale man out here in front of the clock tower. Unless, of course, you want to hide in the bottling factory. Is that what jet-trained Watt Razor do now? Hide?
You're adorable, Red. You think I'm gonna let you goad me into a trap like that? Nah, I think I'm just gonna sit here and have a couple brewskis and just bide my time. See, I'm nice and safe up in here.
Ah, I see. All right. Y'all make a gunshot or something throughout whatever window of a building you are, so I don't know where the hell you're at. And then why not? You and me. Save me one of them nice beers, will you?
Oh, you can have as many as you want. Just come and find me. I'll be waiting.
Over and out, pal. Well, he ain't as stupid as I thought he was. But, White Razor blood duel. Man, we seriously pissed him off now, didn't we?
Elaborate.
Well, way back in the day, two people had a huge grudge of each other. Jed go ahead and clear the place, normally outside, actually exclusively outside, and we kick up around with dust and whatnot until somebody allowed dead. But Victor, by right, his argument held more weight than the other person. It was barbaric, but that's how the law was kept up. Well, one thing I don't understand is why I said grudge. Grudge would mean he had something against me.
That he
Maybe
knew
it's
you.
maybe it's all the dead people.
Oh, yeah, that might have nothing to do with it. Now I was thinking more something about the past, but no, that checks out. Kind of a shitty thing he just decided to hole up in that place, though. Kind of leave all of his men to die. That's trashy.
I think you might have a piece missing in this, Alvin.
Mm.
Something about Jet doesn't feel right.
How do y'all mean?
The way he spoke,
Right.
he felt like you were leading him into a trap. His suspicions could be reversed.
Well,
Mm.
obviously this is a trap, but I think Jet might be here. Just a hunch. I could be wrong, but something's off.
He did sound a little bit too confident when talking about Jet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think there's something he knows that you don't.
Yeah, all this is like... the way they're all acting, this is like an entirely new bandit organization.
Like you said, their tactics have changed.
Absolutely. But Jet being here? Well, something this big.
I could be wrong, but something doesn't feel right. And why the bottling facility? He's got to have more tricks up his sleeve than just that pokey stick.
Well, that place is probably booby-trapped to high heaven, to start.
Connor, above game, have I been in this facility before? In the olden days?
How much of a drinker is Cynthia?
I mean, she had a
Drinking problem?
No, not a drinking problem, but she,
A drinking solution, Lanny.
I
Solution.
just love the way you put that.
Sorry, I was trying to find something very specific in my notes. So she enlisted in the army and she had a lot of friends in the army, so she would go drinking with buddies. It wasn't like a lot, but you know, when you're friends with a bunch of army people, they all drink. So, it's not out of line for her to have been around alcohol a lot.
So you're a social drinker.
Yeah, social drinker.
I'll probably end up saying no here that you haven't been to this facility, but it's pretty famous, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if she would know anything about layouts or anything even remotely
Probably not.
similar to
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably would have come up by now.
Good point.
But
Good point.
as you're talking, you all begin to hear a noise, a low rumble coming from the building right behind you. As you hear the whirring of large machinery cut through the silence.
There it is.
I have props for this, and you hear the rattle of hundreds of bottles inside. Except cacophonous.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Got it.
So it reminded me of your laughing thing, and that one guy at the end is going.
That place is very loud.
So,
Well, did say bottling facility.
So what is the plan here? Obviously, we're not letting you go off to get yourself killed while we sit in this clock tower and twiddle our asses.
Cynthia's
I didn't think y'all would.
Louise like, what?
Apex wonders at the prospect of that specific statement as well.
Louise just looks at them like, I said what I said.
Apex nods.
Cynthia looks at Apex
Just
and
Shrug.
just like gives that like, yep, okay.
quiet little mental voice from Phil, just like, I don't think that's how that phrase goes. Shut the fuck up!
Nah. He wants me there alone, but he didn't say anything about y'all doing anything around the bottling facility. Or doing anything to the bottling facility.
Oh, Louise gets the biggest fucking grin on her face. Alvin, if I was inclined to, I would be fucking kissing you right now.
That's understandable.
Does she thinks you're cute moniker going further into your head.
Hmm.
She does think. Yeah, Alvin's like, maybe.
And Cynthia jerks her head at Louise like, bitch, what?
Oh my god, she really does think I'm cute.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
About that.
Mid-7, maybe.
Whoa.
I'm moving up! I'm a pianist!
Oh, character. What was I doing? So, a little, sabotagey outside, huh?
Maybe some sabotaging outside. Maybe might be a console close by, maybe outside. Might go ahead and help around with the rigging. If somebody is a quick shot, could go ahead and shoot one of the bottles next to him or near him. Go ahead and cause a distraction. Blood duels are blood duels between two people, but I never did mention, nor did I ever mention the fact that all the other White Raisers watching would like to fuck around a little bit with them. Stray gunshot here, throw a steel can there. So on and so forth.
So we can't even be spectators, but that doesn't mean we can't fuck around in the shadows.
That's right.
Hmm.
If he wants to do it like the old days, and Alvin looks at Louise and smirks, I say we do it like the old days. So, that's that.
So, but how likely is he to, well, as I've said, he's apparently got a bunch of fucking needles in his body. That seems still like a bit of an unfair advantage on his part. And I hate to admit it, but she sort of gestures with the psycho. You are kind of going in without the one advantage you might have had, much as I wouldn't want you to be using it.
Yeah.
But I guess we better just do a good fucking job at subterfuge.
I think that might be the case.
Now
I
that
appreciate
we can do.
the thing with the psycho, but I think the red hand who shot all that up kind of died in that field, to be fair with you. Also, the withdrawal from that was a son of a bitch. So, let's go ahead and just make our way over there. Let's get it done.
Fuck
Let's
that, Red.
Let's
Fuck
beat
that.
the shit. Yeah, let's beat the shit out of a crazy man with a syringe stick.
Yeah, fuck
Sounds
that
good
red
to
hand
me.
guy. You couldn't handle this shit.
No, I don't think he could. Besides, I don't think he knows how to fix machines as good as I do.
Well, shall
Okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You all begin to step towards where this cacophonous rumble is. You catch the stares of a couple of White Razors watching you enter, and they've sort of got strange looks on their faces.
Connor, do they look like they're going to interfere with us? They're just watching now at this point. They're not going to do anything.
They appear to still be pinned down by the turret.
Are there any, before we go in, are there any dead bodies nearby? I still would like to
yes.
get one. Then I would like to get one if they're not going to do anything.
Okay.
All right, roll wits.
Go ahead and
Just a
roll your
regular
wits.
roll.
Yep.
Yay, 9.
9.
I'll say you can, before you go in there. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Anticipation.
I can't believe that actually just happened.
Okay.
What?
I rolled the D100 and I rolled a 1.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Well,
I
that's a
see.
that
Do I
is
pick up a
a
mine and it blows in my face?
yes.
Beep, beep,
No.
beep, beep, beep.
Hey, look what I found! Ah.
Ah, beans.
Let's just go ahead and give this another roll here. Heh. Clutched in the hands. Why would you be holding this? No, in the back pocket of one of these white razors. You sort of flip them over, and the other guys that are just watching you do this are like, ah, crap. You flip him over and you dig through his back pocket, and you find. Can't believe I rolled this. Let me.
I'm so excited and I don't know what for.
It is an old red book. There appears to be a what looks like a soldier who's saluting on the front of it. There is a single yellow star at the top of the page and some characters that you do not recognize.
Star and characters like a comic book? Here's
No.
someone breathing really weird, like they know what this is.
I'll go ahead and post a picture. I'll go ahead and post a picture
Okay.
of what it looks like in the
It's
in our
something
chat here.
Chinese.
Okay. Oh, in chat. Okay. Oh. Okay.
What?
Huh. And I assume everything in the book is Chinese in terms of text and stuff.
Correct.
I know what that is.
And you can't quite make out the words, but as you flip it open and just look at it, you can't quite understand the feeling, but you feel stealthier.
Oh my god.
You've just picked up the Chinese Army Special Ops Training Manual.
Oh, okay, hang on. I had just called it Chinese Army Special Ops Training Manual.
Yes.
Training manual. All right.
It's a
What
skill
does it
book
do?
for one encounter. After you read it, you basically get a +1 to any rolls that would require you to be sneaky.
+1 to any rolls. Can I just say stealth?
Right.
Any rolls stealth, and that's a one use, I assume.
Yes, it's one of those one-use things.
Oh wait, it says one encounter, but you mean just one time I get to use it, not like for a
Right.
whole encounter. I get. Well, still that's cool.
You get it for the whole encounter.
Oh, so I can keep getting +1s to my stealth for the whole encounter.
Yes.
That's...
But after the encounter, it wears off and you can't use it again.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be real fucking helpful coming up.
Could possibly be.
Okay.
I can't believe I rolled that.
Oh my god, I'm
That's gonna
so
be
happy.
amazing.
Holy shit.
Okay.
What is the rolls to stealth usually? Is that wits?
Wits, usually, yeah.
Yeah, that's wits. Well, yeah, I was gonna. Alvin doesn't need it because he's not gonna be stealthy. He's going straight in. There's no point for him to be stealthy, and we all have the same stealth. So yes, I will take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice. All right.
You have that.
Fucking A.
Oh, that's baller.
Very helpful for literally right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Luz will dust herself off, eyeball the guys watching her with a little grin, and follow the rest of them in.
Okay. Did you all make your way into this bottling facility? You see it is huge on the outside, by the way. This place is massive. You see around you a smooth concrete floor and dozens of these large machines all appear to be in different processes of bottling this ancient beer. The roar of rattling bottles is all around you. The hum of the machines is almost deafening. And you see, sitting cross-legged on top of the, basically a overlook, on sort of like a walkway above you, a man who is leaning over the rails. He is adorned in what appears to be this wild-looking metal rusty armor that has these flat iron spikes just jutting out every which way. And what appears to be a welder's mask over his face that has just blackened and yellowed rubber tubing coming out the back like dreadlocks.
I can't believe it. It's really you.
And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Oh, Connor, I want to do one more. I want to do one more thing.
Okay.
I wanted to step forward and go, "That's about right." And I will grab my shoulder and throw off the jacket, just shirtless, scars and everything out, bloody red hands and pants. Just the Yakuza thing of just throwing off the jacket.
You throw off your jacket, and as you do, he hops over the railing and lands slowly. He lands in a crouch, and he slowly stands back up, almost in an animalistic fashion.
Stealing my vibe.
Superhero crouch.
And that's where we. Oh.
That's where
Sure. That's what we're on this session. Fuck it. There we go.
Opa!
Opa!
Oh my lord.
We did it.
Goodbye, Austin!
Bye, Austin.
Adios,
Bye,
Astorino.
Austin. Oh, this is literally going to be like one of those fucking wrestling matches where it's like, yeah, this is all technically with the rules, but we're the fucking cronies around the ring fucking with things.
It's about to be a what? Boss fight?
Boss fight!
That is loud.
Boss.
All right. Well, I hope you all
starts
enjoyed this episode of Gateway.
Yeah.
Great to
Hope
be
you
back.
guys had a lot of fun!
Woo! Next time we
Fucking
pick this
hell.
up, it's boss battle time.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
All
My
right.
lord.
Well,
So it's kind of dressed up like a Bane version knight kind of thing going on.
I read
It's
the
like-
I read the description as Nega Apex. Like the Bizarro Apex.
He does have a lot of similarities in
The
in
long
Apex's-
hair, the mask. Like Apex just in there like, this bitch.
Oh my god.
Aesthetically, he's got some similarities, but he is by and large more lithe than you, Apex.
Apex's headcanon is that he found the comics, was like, oh, that's a good look.
Oh my god.
Psycho's like, yes, I've read the comics too, but I like them for the villains. And you're like, oh,
It's like that one guy from One Punch Man. That's who I am now.
that's my identity.
Wow, you basic bitch.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take it down the horn and do some wrap-ups. Caitlin, where can they find you? What are you up to?
You can find me all over the internet at Boobs McBalrog on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, blah 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 blah. I'm streaming on here on Twitch sometimes at twitch.tv/Boobs McBalrog with zeros instead of O's because Twitch does not like boobs. On Fridays and Sundays, you can usually find me at twitch.tv/nerdon. I'm part of a podcast called Nerd On the Podcast. You can find out more about that at nerdon.tv. We have 2 shows that come out every single week, one of which we record live over at twitch.tv/nerdon. I feel like other things are happening, but I can't remember what they are or if I can talk about them, so that's where I'll stop.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah! Rabbit, where can they find you? What are you up to?
Hey! What's up, everybody? My name's Hey Mr. Rabbit. I am funny internet man. You can go ahead and find me on twitch.tv/Hey Mr. Rabbit, where I'm a variety streamer. I normally shoot for Monday through Friday, but I pretty much shotgun in that particular vein. And yeah, I'm a variety streamer. I play RPGs, retro games, anything really. The last 3 games I can think of that I played was Code Vein, which ended in a brutal fight between my hot, sexy cowboy versus literally werewolf Arkoff with 2 great swords.
Oh.
Digimon, which is... Cyber Sleuth is so good. I love Cyber Sleuth. So much. And Alan Wake, which I got because I thought it was going to be Silent Hill, and I got Evil Dead, and I went, this is fine. That's fine. It's madcap. I love it. But yeah, just going ahead. I normally stream in the evenings. Other things I got going on, fixing my apartment. I have to spackle some holes. And just practicing my cooking. Oh yeah, I suck at baking, but I finished a baking thing. I made no rice bread. I made a perfect loaf of no rice bread.
Nice.
Oh yeah. It looks old world as fuck. I'm almost remiss to eat it. Like, it looks like the icon for Knight's Bread from Final Fantasy XIV. It looks perfect. But anyway, that's me.
Woo! Lanny Pator, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me all over the internet at Lanny Pator. On Twitch, currently, the long playthrough I'm going through right now is Hollow Knight, having a lot of fun there. But on Monday, if you're not all role played out over here, you can catch Connor, Caitlin, and I, as well as our friend Shadow Dancer Bob, as we play through a campaign I like to call The Ties That Bind. Currently, the party is trapped in the Eldritch Nightmare realm of madness, the Void between realms. Currently trying to find a way out of there. Tune on in if you want to see how that plays out. But that's me.
Alrighty, and Sarah, where can they find you? What are you up to?
I'm on Twitter at Sarah with an H and with an E, Willia. I mean, yeah, again, I don't got stuff to shill at the moment. Ah! What was that?
Don't worry, I dropped a quarter.
Don't attack me again, Caitlin.
He's
Say
scared.
something you're proud of.
I cook stuff sometimes. It's not. I mean,
Like what?
I'm trying to like stuff. I gotta try making calzones soon. That'd be fun.
And they're probably gonna be delicious.
I'm going full hog with this stuff. I ain't buying like pre-made dough and pre-made tomato sauce. I'm gonna make that stuff myself.
Hell.
Making your own dough? Goodness.
She
Well,
goes hard.
I'm gonna make that cake I told you about.
Damn.
I'm gonna make that cake I told you about too, Caitlin, with like all the saffron leaves that what do you call them? The lime leaves. I forget. There's like a word
Yeah.
term that apparently is a dirty word in one language, and I don't want to use it.
Oh, yeah. The leaves.
Yeah,
The leaves.
It's the lime leaves. Apparently,
Leaves.
they're lime leaves basically,
Lime leaves.
but they're usually used in curries. But you can. There's a really interesting cake recipe I found that I want to try them on because I have a lot of them because I had to order a bunch just to get a few, and I'm like, I need to use these.
Nice.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I'm just, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be back next week for Prince Division. Woohoo!
Yeah, Prince Division during this time slot next week.
Yeah.
Where we also may be going into certain death again.
Yeah.
Lol.
Certain death is the best place to go sometimes.
Yeah,
It's so
except we have backup.
Yeah, but you were saying Prince Division rolls and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get to have Wednesday rolls. I'm not on that campaign. I don't get to know what that's
oh,
like.
trust me, they're not much
I mean-
better.
With my decent luck, would that just be straight 20s for me all the time?
We can only hope.
The world may never know.
And
Ah.
you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.com/DistortionDevil. Streaming Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I'm playing Tabletop Simulator. I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm playing Guilty Gear Strive, Among Us, Yakuza 4 Remastered, Wildermyth. It's a lot of fun. AI Dungeon.
It's more sure. AI Dungeon! Where you can find the canonical version of George Bailey fighting Tiango. Definitely canon. I will get kicked off the Unexpectables wiki, myself adding it.
Tiango, come on over here. I'm gonna put you in a fucking headlock.
God won't allow me to die, Tiango.
They say every time you may have thought you killed me, but every time I die, an angel gets his wings. God won't let me die. Yeah, be sure to check out Dead House Sonata. Fun vampire game that's coming out sometime next year. It's going to be very fun. You can look up everything you need to know on their website and on their YouTube or Twitch VODs. If you would be so inclined as to purchase a Founders Pack, get yourself access to the First Age, then you can follow that link right there. And you can also check out my DM's Guild, where I'm planning to release the Accursed Fighter archetype sometime soon here.
Hell
Other
yeah.
than that, I'd like to give our wonderful sponsor for this episode, Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice!
That rolled absolutely amazingly on your guys' loot tables for the most part. So, yeah, excellent. If you would like to pick up some of these good rolling dice or dice accessories, then head on over to dieharddice.com. And if you use the code The Unexpectables, you can get 10% off your entire order. With that out of the way, it's time to read off some bits and subs, and we can finally wrap this thing up. Gorilla Geek, thank you for the 45 bits. Hey, Cynthia, keep a leg up. By the way, can I have my goats back?
No.
No.
Not now.
Oathbreaker
No, they're
John,
mine now.
thank you for the 100 bits. While I didn't find any sage, but the demon had disappeared, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Yay, passes as I can go
Yeah.
through. Awesome. Rax the Builder, thank you for the 13 months of Prime. Gorilla Geek, thank you for the 100 additional bits. Hey Lanny, since you're a fan of Wolverine and play a Wolverine type character, maybe your next playthrough can be X-Men Origins, the Wolverine game?
That is a very good game. I don't know, like, what is it available on anymore that I can actually get it on?
It was on PS3.
Yeah, but what can I actually get it on? Is what I like. If it was on Steam, is it on Steam? Let me open Steam.
I have no idea.
I will have to search. 'Cause I remember
Protoss.
loving that game as a kid.
It was pretty interesting as well. Protoss 103, thank you for the 100 bits. It reminds me of the part in Vegas when the boss turning the turret's friendly fire off. That's true. There's also a part in Fallout 2, the final boss, where you can turn off the friendly fire function on the turrets. Basically, just blow his ass away.
Ooh.
Stellar Coyote, you think of the 100 bits? I kind of want the group to get another Mr. Handy, and then the two of them do nothing but compliment each other.
Oh my god.
That bow tie looks quite fetching on you. Not as much as it does on you. Oh, you're too kind. Oh, you're too modest.
Oh.
That's where we set the interrogation
My
room.
God.
The guy's just sitting between two Mr. Handies complimenting each other, and he's like, "Oh, talk! Oh, talk! Make him stop!"
Oh my god.
I really wish now we'd gone back and gotten Mr. Dalliard and just been like, hey, help us with this. But then again, he's all shut up. So
You would have died and also exploded.
Indeed.
If he goes down, he's basically like a small nuke.
why did you adopt a nuke?
Indeed.
Why wouldn't you adopt a
Dude.
nuke?
Yeah,
The
come on.
people of Megaton did.
Yeah.
And half the time it really works out for them.
Yeah.
Louise,
The other half of the
Louise,
time, the nuke unadopts them really hard.
Sarah, I know if like the ammunition for Fat Man's like if mini nukes had little woo faces on the front, you might collect like 20 little Kirby's on them. The mushroom cloud's just shaped like Kirby.
Just the distance you hear him, like Mufasa, just going.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Oh, what have I done?
Night Owl, thank you for the
You're on the
11
road.
months of Prime. Inhales of deep concern seeing Cynthia's multiple personalities. Hmm. Hmm.
How can we help?
Interesting.
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 Get very interesting.
Isn't it just?
If you survive. Dicks Kid, thank you for the 4
Oh my
months.
god.
How dare you?
Survive dicks?
Jesus.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
how many dicks
it's-
can you survive? Welcome to
it's-
my horrible trap.
It's DXXXXX Kid 8676, but I call him Dicks
I see.
Kid.
Anyway.
I'm back. I'm glad you're back. That way I can keep saying your name. Stellar Coyote. Wait, no. Zenlita, thank you for the 200 bits. Apex is just staring at him like, bitch stole my look.
I just wanted to like get. Wait a minute, you cosplay Apex too? Oh my god, kinship.
My god. Oh my god. No.
Yeah, that's
Alvin,
awesome.
stop
You want some
everything.
jet?
Oh my god.
Alvin, stop everything, end the fight. We can't kill him.
Oh my god.
He might know where the fabled issue 4 is.
Oh shit, you read Apex too?
Oh my god.
It's my
Oh
favorite.
god.
You want to do some?
I've only found 2 issues, but I'm looking for more.
You want to do some jet on the roof and read some?
Oh my god. No. Drugs are bad, okay?
No, drugs are delicious.
Yes. Psycho's just like, no. Just picks up like a
No.
barrel of Psycho and just slams into his chest.
Oh my god.
I just put a bunch of pills in a bowl with milk and have it for breakfast.
Oh Jesus.
You know alphabets? Yeah, this is an alphabet, and he just drinks the fucking bowl.
Oh my god.
Luke the Lucas, thank you for the 100 bits. Awesome session, Connor. Love your DMing as well as everyone's acting. Can't wait for the next session. Me either. It's going to be fun.
I'm glad I gotta keep my leg.
A Faceless 42, thank you for the 4 bits. Oh, the bomb unadopts Megaton, all right.
Huh? Oh, Lord.
True.
Oh, my.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it off for this week. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday, where we will continue on with the Unexpectables. And let's see if there's anyone out there that we can
I
trade.
recommend one.
Absolutely.
There is a charity stream event that's happening this weekend. So Variety is Hope is the channel.
Wow. Okay. Variety's hope. I like
what's
that
the
one.
what's the charity? What are they supporting?
Vine Sauce does a charity stuff every year. I think it's usually like children's hospitals and stuff. Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation. For this month. So yeah.
So our raid message shouldn't be, "Hey kids, you want some drugs?"
Nope.
Oh God.
No, it
Got
should
it.
not.
We'll think of something else.
My friend
Hey kids,
Hootie,
want some stim pet? Wait, no.
my friend Hootie
Have
is
some
streaming right now.
candy. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
What should I raid?
Wait, have some candy. What, like the Candy Man from Oliver Twist?
I don't
Drugs are
remember that.
bad, okay? How
Drugs
about
are
that?
Drugs
Baby
are bad.
man.
Drugs are bad. There we go.
Yeah,
That'll be
it's
our
as
raid
stupid
message.
as
There we
they
go.
can get.
So
There we go.
Variety is Hope is what it is?
Yes, it should be BBBB. Let me. Yeah, Variety VARIETY is Hope.
Okay. Go ahead and raid it. Variety is Hope. Our raid message will be drugs are bad, okay?
Bye,
Drugs are bad,
guys.
McCoy.
Adios, people Renos.
No, the
Drugs
first
are
thing I
bad,
understand
okay?
about those drugs.
Drugs are bad.
Those
Okay.
drugs.
If you don't believe me, ask your mom. Bye!